Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. We have the Cancer full moon message. For those of you that's watching,
after a great start,
activate energy, activate good vibes. For those of you who are watching on the replay, I want to say thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for checking us on the follow-up. All right. Thank you as well for hitting those thumbs up early. This is the Cancer full moon message. Today, we're going to give you 12 zodiac sign forecast. All right. I have something I'm going to give you a glance to show you how well prepared we came in today. Okay, we're hitting you with the advanced systems. All right. So when I say advanced systems, I'm showing you that this looks crazy at the time being, but this is all the planets that are actually currently in the sky. All the planets that are in the sky right now, you're going to be able to get a very well detailed, not just based off, oh, your rising sign is here and this is how it's going to hit you. Like if you were to go ahead and take a look at this again, it's like, we're going to show you as an example, just to kind of give you the format today, to try something new. Shout out to Aileen for going ahead and making this document. When it comes to, if you notice up at the top, you see Capricorn sun. This is all going on the day of the full moon. So do understand that this is the day of the full moon, which is January 6th. First full moon this year. We will show you what 16 degrees looks like. And that's where the moon is really coming in at. It's coming in at 16 degrees. As I remove this from the screen, which primarily is all about emotional security. Okay, but not just emotional security. Cancer is a sign and a symbol of what do we do when we retreat? When we retreat from the public image, when we retreat from life, who are we then? Who are we in private? How do we recuperate? How do we regenerate? Okay, and what is our emotional intelligence showing and revealing to us? So this stuff is really important. All these key themes. Why? Why don't you give us your little intake? Why are these key themes important? Oh, you might bad. I see you eating. Go ahead. I just took a little sip too. I ain't mad. I ain't mad. We got a show. I want to say hello to Irene, Mac. Give you the shout out. Meanwhile, all right, this is your AstroShaman Pernell Bobby. We are here generating a world of harmony, leveraging astrology, ladies and gentlemen. We just met last Sunday, so we got another 2 weeks before we meet up again. The members are super raving about the last session. It was super awesome. Aileen, actually, you were in that. And you could tell us about the membership and how it's been forming and the community that's been involved, and why might people want to join in, what that looks like.
Well, because it's hi, first of all. Yeah, so I was in a membership yesterday, and it's really cool because it's learning astrology, but it's also like applied to what we're living, what's current and what's personal, what's ours. Because we're taking a look about Mercury and then how it might affect some signs depending on the placements. And it's like, oh, I have a Mercury in Pisces, so how would that look like? Oh, and I have a Mercury in Taurus, so how is this different? So I guess that's one of the great added values that I personally enjoy a lot from this membership, you know, because it's not like the typical just know the placements and know what happens in each sign and each planet, but it's also like applied to each one of us. And it's a little bit more of learning. Like, for example, last session we had, yes, the learnings about Mercury, where it's on its fall, when it's on its detriment, where is it exalted, but also like ties to human design, for example. So it's super complete, and it's something that I personally enjoyed a lot.
Super dope. Thank you. I appreciate you on that. And with that said, you know, as we get deeper into this Cancer full moon message, understand the moon is really linked to past lives. Okay, it's linked to past lives. It's linked to soul ties. It's linked to themes of security and why we might not feel safe in our body. And I will show you very soon the actual astrology map, okay, on the 6th of January, when this full moon is taking place at 16 degrees. I'm going to show you the map because there are some beautiful things happening to Uranus and Taurus, which again kind of links back into the body and us receiving this, you know, updated, more cosmic form of what our security needs. What are our security needs today? What are our needs for housing? How are we going to deal with, you know, rent no longer being controlled and rent just rising out of the roof, gas, natural resources rising out of the roof. And this Cancer full moon is going to kind of show us, you know, what does it look like coming to conclusion? So the reason I kind of want to say that is Aileen will be able to share this herself. If you're looking to do anything like Akashic records and dive deeper into those Akashic records, all right. I did it for myself. I'm actually getting ready. If I'm being honest, I'm like, I want to go deeper. I want to go. I got a couple of past. I got one past life in particular that is cancer related, and through my dreams, it's shown me like, I need to get back in and go a little bit deeper in this specific area. Because at first, when I did it, I was asking kind of questions. I didn't know exactly what to fully expect, and it's my first one, and I realized like, wow, this is really some deeper inner work. And so, the moon speaks about this inner nurturing that we require. A lot of times it'll give indications of what is the nurturing that we receive from our mother, and as you understand that, you understand what forms of nurturing did we not receive, in what ways did we not gain a certain sense of emotional stability or security from our parents, but it was for us to really discover and find that sense of nurturing of our the energy that is constantly fluid and in motion within our body, within our heart, within our the intuitive and instinctive like little boop 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 that might just I've literally heard some women talk about like they know when it's going to rain based off the feeling that they have in their breast. That's a true Cancer type ability. It's like, wow, it's connected to water. Understand that it's connected to the womb and the belly. So we're going to kind of break down more of that today, and we're going to give 12 zodiac force signs. But Aileen, I want to kind of give a moment. What does this look like? What have you? You're the Mexican Bruja. What can you tell us about past life healings? How it connects to the moon? I know the moon is a big specialty of yours. When it comes to channeling this and healing. What is this about?
Well, first of all, like I wanted to show you the actual card, but it's gonna take me forever to look for it. So I'm just gonna take the image from the book. But like this is what we're looking forward at this full moon in Cancer. So it's literally the full moon in a water sign, and it's not any water sign. It's literally the mother. So this talks about a lot of traditionally, the full moon in Cancer was super beneficial for pregnant women. Like if you were expecting a child in a full moon in Cancer, it was like it's just gonna be like a super nurtured baby. Like it has all of the nutrients, it has everything that you need for it to just come into this world like prepared, loved. And right now,
I was saying hi to somebody who threw a thumbs up on Facebook. That's all. That's all.
Okay. Like, you cannot hear me?
Ignore me.
It's impossible.
I have the attention span of a baby. I'm always, everybody's getting a little attention. Next person. So go ahead.
Yeah, well, you are a baby. Yeah, but now if we translate all of this baby actually gestating in the womb into like this modern, more evolved astrology, is like talking about projects. So it's feeling safe and actually achieving this feeling of fulfillment within our project. So what has been literally on the womb, just cooking and just trying to get into the world lately, what are the things that you want to do? And I feel that it's great that it's just aligning with this Gregorian calendar new year, because it marks what are the things that we are going to do. Like if you want to actually align them with how do you call when you do the things that you want to do this year?
Like New Year goals, manifestations.
Yeah, I think it's not manifestations, but yeah, the things that you do in your years, the things that you want to do.
New Year resolutions.
Resolutions, thank you.
Yeah.
So it aligns with the resolutions because it is talking about the projects that you want to do and what do you need in order to feel safe doing them. Because and this can happen in any other sign, that if you don't feel safe, there's no space for creativity. If you have like even an ounce of fear, the things that you want to manifest are not going to get there because you're acting out of fear and not out of alignment and the trust in the universe that the things are gonna just align if you are in full integrity. So this full moon in Cancer, just think about that. Literally, what are the projects that you want to fulfill? What are the things that you want to manifest? And two, what is keeping you from doing them? Where is the fear? And then just like embrace it, because it's not about pushing away the fear. It's like trusting in, how do I transform this fear into something positive? How do I make myself feel safe and knowing that I am acting out of intuition rather than out of fear?
I see. This is amazing news, man. Good to see you. Way back from high school. it's super interesting to see, 15, 20 years who's rocking, who's not rocking, and that's just super dope. So this is good to hear. I'm going to pull up really briefly what this chart looks like, so we can understand some of the energies at a different level, right? Because a little bit of what she had just said is actually what I wanted to ask right here. So Aileen, on this full moon, you also see this waxing gibbous. What can you tell us about the waxing gibbous moon?
Well, I don't know why it says waxing gibbous.
Yeah, actually,
when the moon hits 16, it should be like a full moon.
It's a full moon. Okay, but the waxing gibbous is what leads up to it, no?
Yeah, right now we're in waxing gibbous. Right. So I could talk about like that. Yeah, it confused me too. I did saw that earlier. I was like, what? But I'm sure that it's 16 degrees, so why is still showing waxing gibbous? But no. I double check, and there must be like some bug. Something
right. Look,
but yeah,
so
but
we
right
are
now,
we are in Mercury retrograde, right? This is the simplicity of technology.
Yeah. Perfect example.
having his lapses. So it's a prime example of Mercury retrograde, which we are in. And I do want to get Aileen to tell us about the waxing gibbous leading up to the full moon, because it really will help us understand what is coming into illumination, what's coming to light before we get into the 12 zodiac signs. So for now, I want everybody to drop your rising sign and drop your sun sign. If you don't know your rising sign, just drop your sun sign for the time being, and then just say, look, I don't know my rising, and maybe we can try to help you figure that out. So for now, everybody that's watching, not only should you hit the thumbs up and say, yeah, and give us some love on this channel, but drop your rising sign. And yeah, thank you. So that way we know, like, when we get to that sign, maybe we're going to spend a little bit more time. Maybe we're going to spend a little bit more energy on what that forecast looks like, just because you're here, just because you're live. So I see a Scorpio up in here already. But, with that said, Aileen, what's the waxing gibbous about? Tell us.
So the waxing gibbous, let's understand that we are moving from the new moon. So everything is dark. We are just putting in our new ideas. Everything is beginning. And in the waxing gibbous, it's actually like looking at the light at the end of the tunnel. So we're starting to have these ideas. We're starting to have this inspiration. We're starting to understand a little bit what the full moon is going to be about. So actually, by now, we should all be like mostly sure about what are the things that we want to manifest. Where are we moving forward? And as this part of like have light and have darkness, this is a perfect moment to just starting to understand what are we going to release. Like the perfect example is we're getting closer to close a chat group, like a community in WhatsApp. And we are doing it's super aligned right now, because we're working towards doing something new towards community too. So we're closing this cycle in order for us to actually start a new one. And these are the kind of things that we can start looking forward. What are the things that we need to start closing now in order to just like full circle watch what's coming next? And I can understand that in the full moon, it's all illuminated. So everything that's kind of dark, everything that's kind of not clear still, something where we're still a little bit confused, is gonna come to like full understanding on the 6th.
Especially in the Cancer placements in your chart. So do take that into notice, right? So like my natal chart, I have a Mars in Cancer, for example. That's where I want to put the Cancer. When we say something like, okay, we're doing Cancer risings, Cancer suns, when we get the forecast out on that one, everything we say for Cancer, even though we're talking about Cancer suns and Cancer rising, it will apply to my Mars placement. That will be what is coming into illumination after once kind of being dark, whatever the house, whatever the degree, that's where it starts to hit home. So I just want to let y'all know that, like, understand that when giving forecasts, yes, it's for your sun sign, yes, it's for your rising, but understand that when I show you this, for example, it's literally showing like, so Cancer, if I look here, that's 7th house. So it's if I give an example, even though it's my Mars in Cancer, wait, no, I'm lying. It's not 7th house. That's for Capricorn sun. It's the 1. So look under Capricorn moon, under the black up top, and then you scroll down to Cancer, and you're going to see 1st house, which makes sense, right? Because the moon is in Cancer. It's the spotlight. It's a spotlight in the show. So this is already kind of saying, if I take this down, while I apply that to Mars, this is saying that what's coming into relation about my natal Mars is something very personal to me. It's something that physically is going to be felt in my body. And Aileen, I remember telling you like 3-4 days ago, my stomach, Cancer, the womb, the mother, it was going through these waves, and I was like, ooh. And she was like, what? I was like, man, I'm going through a transformation. Like something physically in my body is literally mutating. And I remember feeling that. And I wasn't really thinking about forecasting, blah, blah, blah. But my intuition was already telling me, like, look, you're getting ready to take some action on you yourself. Like something very brand new is about to actually change. And I say brand new because of the cardinal energy of Cancer. Do understand that all cardinal signs, okay, from about, I'm going to say 12 degrees of, you can count 11, you can say 11 degrees to about 21 degrees. So I'm using a 5-degree orb, plus and minus. So I'm moving from 11 to 21 degrees. If you have any signs in Cancer, Capricorn, Aries, or Libra, aka the cardinal signs, these full moons will have a little bit more of a pushing forward energy after the full moon. Like from the full moon and after, you're going to feel ready. Something that was scary, something that made you feel emotionally unsafe, something that made you feel unstable, something to do with your housing, your home, your career, how you push forward in a career, your relation, your partnership, things in those areas, they're going to start going from a place of not being clear to crystal clear. So do take that in, and understand that I'm happy y'all all are here. It's really good to see y'all up in the chat, interacting, hitting those thumbs up. So Aileen, because I asked earlier and I don't think you actually answered it direct. What and how can people benefit during these time frames from something like a past life healing or something from an Akashic record? The type of things that you're really good at.
Yeah, well, as you said, the moon is a very karmic placement, and it has a lot to do with, and Cancer is actually about a lot of past lives because it is an ancestral sign. So right now, and I'm feeling this for myself, like this is a conversation that came out yesterday about like my actual roots, my Aztec Mayan roots to here tied to Mexico. So all of these kind of subjects, it's normal for them to start coming out now. And for me, it was like again, full moon, the masks, the darkness is falling down. So it's like, how am I tied blindly to this kind of, yeah, right?
You just hit me that, this same trigger moments came up with this whole, the Orishas and the Yoruba, the Yoruba. It's been coming up for weeks, and these Orishas and these shamans that are kind of tied in my own bloodline. And I know the specific one that I'm just gonna, because of the internet, I'm gonna leave it out for the time being. I'm just feeling like I don't even want to say who, but one of these shamans linked to my bloodline has been Cancer. You're saying it and it's so crazy because
it's because it's coming out. Like it just hit me right now too, but it's literally just that. Like a lot of ancestral themes are just gonna start coming out right now, and the full moon is actually gonna give us illumination about the things that we need to research or the things that are calling us. So for example, in my case, it's more of like this lifetime, just understanding how are the ties being brought back to me. What are the links that I actually want to preserve, and what are the things that I want to cut out? Because it's a full moon, so it's about release too. But for you, hearing this Orisha, it will be more about understanding where it's coming from. What is the actual message? What is that connection coming your way? So for anyone that's just starting to get like, I don't know, some kind of image, ties, places, if this is a week where you can have a lot of like deja vu moments, like precisely those deja vu moments are the ones that are telling us like, hey, there's something here that you need, that needs your attention. And most likely it's going to be something tied with a past life. Sure. So that's why it would be very beneficial to have a past life healing. And I would actually recommend it after the full moon, so you can have full clarity on the things that you're actually going to research.
Right. So you even know what you want to reach out for.
Exactly, because I mean, you could do like a past life healing or Akashic records reading right now, but I honestly, I honestly feel like it would be like asking blindly, like, what about this?
You kind of want to know, because the full moon brings illumination. The full moon makes things clear. So understand what you said. Right now we are right now, which is what today is January 2nd. We are leading to the full moon, but we're still in the waxing gibbous. So like you said, some things are highlighted and expanded into the light, and some things are still in the dark, waiting for the revelation. So the key thing with this is, as we get deeper, I want to kind of show y'all this right here because it actually feels really important. So, okay. So do understand two main things. One, you see this retrograde. We're at 17 degrees. Okay. This retrograde in Mercury, our mind, our thinking, how we integrate things, the messages, quote unquote, that are being communicated from Capricorn, meaning heritage messages. Like she said, she's coming into this Aztec knowledge. I'm coming into this, shamanistic knowledge and information from different Orishas, coming from the Caribbeans and more. And so it's like, this is getting ready on January 18th to finally finish its retrograde, January 18th. Now, this is in retrograde, but not only that, you have Gemini, who's also in retrograde, and this is going to finish January 12th. So, what I'm saying with something like this right now in the moment is, especially if you're an Aries, if you're a Scorpio, if you have Scorpio rising, you have Aries rising, you have Aries sun, Scorpio sun, okay, or Gemini. If you have any of those 1, 2, 3s right now, understand that Mars, the action that we are taking, is very slow still. I'm feeling it for myself where like I want to start going. I want to start pumping up. I'm ready to start revving up. It's like for the last 6 months to 7 months, we've been slow. We've been not able to act into our natural instinct, our natural energy. We have not been able to really assert ourselves in a very intuitive and instinctive manner. We've been held back because that's our planet. That's part of our rule. All right. I'm going to go even further to say something like Libras and Taurus, that this can kind of hit you as well, because these are where, Mars falls a little bit. It falls. So, Aries and Scorpios, definitely way more impacted, definitely way more slow, as well as Gemini. The actions that we're taking, you're going to finally around January 18th, and I'm going to give it a couple of extra days, like January 20th, January 22nd. That's when you're going to start having this vibe, start having this energy that you're used to, that you've been waiting for. And do understand that the shadow of Mars will still carry on till March. So you're going to get that burst of energy, right? In mid-January, second half of January, you're going to finally feel like, yes, I'm myself. I'm feeling like me. I'm ready. I'm just so sick of this being slow that you're going to want to kind of speed up really, really fast. So my early warning is, be mindful. Don't kick too many coffees. Don't kick too much caffeine. Okay. Make sure you still get extra rest, because you're going to feel the energy, but you're not going to regenerate as quickly as when you're at full strength. So I want you to think of it as, okay, I'm moving from, 40% of energy in like the max capacity. And when January 20th comes, I'm going to have about 70% of energy. And that 70 coming from 40 is going to feel like, oh my God, I'm back alive. I'm ready to hit it. I'm ready to go. But I really want to say, look, think of it like this, like, you'll be at 70% full strength, but you're not going to regenerate as fast. And that's where you not being at 100, you're not going to regenerate as fast. And the full 100% will finish in March. And that's right what the spring equinox is at. So I know this winter solstice, this winter energy, this colder energy, we're all wearing hoodies and sweaters and scarves, the wind is blowing. It's a little bit like, if you really suck, quite frankly, at introspecting and slowing down and meditating, just give it a little bit more time before you put the juices on full throttle, and you kind of have those dates as an outline. All right. Slow is an understatement. I truly feel you. I truly feel you. Thank you for giving a love on the haircut. I did that.
Yes, I'm super in love too.
Your boy got the clippers. Your boy got the clippers. Okay, so.
I just wanted to add to that,
hit me.
Because it's been happening to me too. Like I feel it. I'm a Gemini rising, so I feel like the retrograde is like hitting hard, in Mars. And every time that I try to do something extra, my body is like, and it's an automatic, like, yeah, like that. I just like crash it. It's like, okay, you try to do like 1 more hour of work, it's 2 days of rest automatically. So
versus like you can't. So that's the thing. You're going to have the energy. This is what's happening. She set the perfect example. You're going to have the energy, but something that might take you, 2 hours to rest or just to take a nap, and you're like, okay, I'm back at it. It's like, nope, 2 to 3 days of rest. Yeah. And it's like, oh man, really? So do be mindful of that. The only last thing that I feel like is important is this T square. Now, I want to kind of show y'all this as we get into the forecast. Nope, not that one. We're going to go this one. No, come on, baby.
Oh, you had it.
Okay, this
Done.
one.
Mm-hmm.
So, this T square energy, right? So, if you're not familiar with a T square is, it's usually when two planets, okay, who are in opposition. This is Capricorn at 16 degrees. You see this big red line going straight across opposition, 180 degrees opposition at 16 degrees in the moon. And then what you look for is where these two things meet, which is right here. This is the T, okay? Squaring from Cancer to Aries and Chiron, and it's squaring from Aries and Chiron to Capricorn energy and Mercury and the Sun, both, okay? So this is a hard squaring energy. What this is really saying is okay, at 12 degrees of Aries and Chiron, this is the wounded healer. This is what we're here to teach other people. And part of it is like, what about your own individual confidence? What about, as I kind of, as I get rid of that for a moment, what about your individual confidence? What about your personality has broken through based off of the time you've allowed yourself to give towards rest and towards learning how to receive love and not having to work harder in order to feel, keyword, feel loved. It's like how much work you do, how much you give another person. None of these things equates to how much you should or should not receive. And what it's saying is like what Aries can do, this T square, what Aries can do sometimes is when it's unsure and when it is forced to stay still, which Mars, its ruler, is in this retrograde position. It's been there for 5 to 7 months now. It's been forced to stay still longer than it likes, and it gets antsy. And when Aries does not know what comes next or what's on the other side, and it has to wait for these illuminations, okay, it can get antsy and start making decisions preemptively. It can make abrupt decisions and become very impulsive and just go, just let me out of here. Ha. And so this T square is actually a good thing in my personal opinion. It's actually allowing us to let go of the more impulsive parts so that we can actually see and feel into, damn, my family has kind of generationally put this motor in me that I'm realizing is not actually conducive to how I feel personally. And this healing is on this T square is this healing is like, look, I now am ready to go out there and show the world that I don't need to work harder just to feel love. I don't need to work harder to receive praise. I don't need to work harder, to feel safe in my own body and to I can just let go of that part of myself that was, I thought I was being bold. I thought I was being courageous, but I start realizing that true courage is to stand up for myself and to stand up for this updated version of how I'm going to take the generation from here forward. I just talked to my cousin recently. We're getting ready to go do family ventures. I'm looking at flights and yada, yada, yada. And it's like, man, it's so sad the family can't still get together after all these years. And, it was this conversation with him and I were having. We're like, no, it's our job as the youth to say, you know what? We can make a switch. We can make a change from here forward. So a lot of this healing is kind of about just coming into that illumination that we're ready to redefine how we feel loved and appreciated. And we're not willing to just rush, and take actions out of context just because we don't know what's coming next, just because we were programmed to do and conditioned to do blah, 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 blah. So that's what that T square looks like. And it is very important because you have a lot of agents really working and playing into this. And it's a lot about the unconscious family patterns and beliefs that have been carried on way beyond our understanding. And it's about with the 17th degree, this is Leo. Leo is the one who now says, I'm ready to be bold and courageous and confident and be generous and realize that, you know what? I don't need you or my mom or my dad or my uncle or my sister. I don't need the people who have conditioned or programmed me, at least that I can see. I don't need y'all to come to me. I'm ready to come back to you and interpersonally relate and be generous and be willing to be like, look, hey, you know what, Uncle Jerry, I'm not down with that. I know that we used to joke about this for a long time, but this is actually not funny to me. To me, this is actually harmful. This is hurtful. And, I never said nothing because I just had so much respect for you. And Aries is kind of coming back with that Leo at the 17th degree. It's kind of like, look, and because I have respect for you, it's only coming because I have respect for myself. And me having respect for myself, I need to stand up and say this. And I don't need no beef about it. It doesn't have to be an argument. It doesn't have to be a confrontation. And this is where we're recognizing where is allowing our ego to integrate rather than to forget it, helping us tremendously. So I just wanted to kind of clarify that. Aileen, you got anything you want to add before we get into the forecast?
Well, I actually feel that it's I'm seeing that also. I mean, if we take this 5-degree orb, Neptune is also trining a little bit the moon. So I can easily see how this interprets into like Pisces crushing everything in the 12th house, like it's karma too. So the full moon and Neptune are helping us with this illumination, like the dissolution of the illusions that we had. You know, because a lot of this, and I'm talking from experience right now, like what's coming to me with this full moon is the realization of things that were unconscious, you know, like this example that you gave of like, oh, this is funny because I was taught that it was funny. So right now, for me, the illumination is like, this is not funny, you know, not just, yeah.
It ain't funny. Like, and
because
it's okay. It's okay. It ain't funny, but go ahead.
Yeah, and I honestly thought that it was. But here's the thing, like, it wasn't me, the one who believed that it was. I was taught that it was, and I didn't actually think for myself. So right now, in this full moon, this Neptune trining is like just expanding the horizons, and telling me like, no, like you can go way more, like beyond that. So it just makes a lot of sense. And to be honest, like you asked about this past life healing, like this is exactly one of the kinds of things that I would get like an Akashic record healing, because this is ancestry. So somehow my soul is tied to all of these histories, you know? So it's to let them go with love, like understanding how much of that is affecting my life right now. And having the Pisces in Neptune help me to actually finish with this karma, like break the ties, break the cycle right now. Like there's no more need to keep embracing something that is harmful, you know? And I can say that as much as that comment and that particular part of my ancestry is not funny, like there are a lot of things that are worth preserving. So it's just this discerning point, this discerning moment of like, what do I really want to preserve? Because we are this generation that is breaking it all up. Like we're not doing things just because our parents told us or just because it is tradition. It is our mission, like this generation and forward, to start asking questions and start doing something new, like literally new beginnings, new traditions, and that are in alignment, in actual alignment with where we're moving forward right now. So I would get like a past life healing or an Akashic record reading to understand where this karma ends, heal this, and just be free, like release something in order to do and build something new.
Right. The key thing that you said is what's worth preserving, because that's what Capricorn is doing. And we talked about this in the Astro Divinity membership yesterday with the group, and people, you know, were curious about, you know, shamanism and what is shamanism. Yeah. And I told them, like, somebody said, you know, I feel like they're a bridge between worlds, and that, and I made them mention that it's a lot about also within that bridge, preserving the cultures as you go from the past and things that have always worked, and you bridge to the future and where we're going, where it's not, you can't stop it. Like shamanism, you know, it's not about stop, it's about telling the stories and keeping those stories, you know, embedded in the timeline. And so the whole thing you said with Capricorn, and I say this because Capricorn has a lot of shamanism and these energies of the duties, quote unquote, that the shaman has to carry out. And it's like, it's about preservation. It's about preservation of the story, of the heritage, of the culture. But again, us as the generation alive today, it's like, it's dissolving what we decide to preserve. So when you said that, it's like, and we have that power. Now, at the 22nd degree, understand the 22nd degree is the degree of homicide. So when you put something like homicide in Pisces, aka in a collective large planet that takes 14 years to rotate, aka Neptune, this is homicide of the image. Homicide of the image that we've been showing the world. We've all been showing the world an inauthentic version of ourselves. And this is the homicide of everything inauthentic as for how we show our face. Literally right here, right now on the internet. You know what I mean? And Aileen has already spoken many different times about like, you know, stepping up and really be like owning like, you know what? I'm a Mexican Bruja. And it's been the same for me. It's like, man, like I'm a shaman of like astrological extent, literally, not even just on Earth, just like from an astrological standpoint. It's like carrying out these stories. So, okay, listen. This is really, really amazing. Katie, good to see you up in here. Love to have you. You know, Keisha, thank you for, you know, being active in the comments in the chat. We do see you. We do see your comment. You know, the keyword being conditioning. Aileen, do you want to timestamp this as we start giving out forecast readings? We're going to start it off with Aries.
I just want to mention that I'm very, very happy with the energy in the chat today.
Absolutely. Rattle that thing.
I love it.
I love it so much because she was like, I don't know. And I was like, I'm getting shaky. I'm getting shaky.
Well, because I thought that I thought it was going to break. It did break, but then like we fixed it. So don't let that stop you. See, that this is like a perfect example of how, for me, it was a decision driven by fear. The fear still manifested itself, but like, what's the big deal? Yeah, it broke and now it's fixed.
And not only is it fixed, but it's like the Japanese when they break pottery and they reseal it back together.
Oh, with gold. Yeah.
Yeah, you show them the black tape, man. You ain't got it. We ain't got gold, but you know what? I got black electrical tape. Okay. I got
and it feels amazing, tape. Honestly.
It does feel good. It does feel good. All right, so here we go. We have number one. If you can timestamp this, Aileen, I'd be really appreciative. We have number one. Aries, you're going through a fourth house. Okay, the full moon is coming into full conclusion of fourth house. I can speak about this myself. I am in Aries. Okay. And I fully, like literally today, I just left the immigration office. So this is a prime example. This is the home. Okay. This is what I'm doing. And just part of what I've been doing in private. I'm like, okay, look, I'm out of the country. I don't live in the US. I'm looking to get myself some citizenship, get myself literally a visa. This is a prime example. So the full moon is starting to show us, like you said, as the waxing gibbous really comes back. Okay. I'm getting crazy over here. As the waxing gibbous shows us, all right, what's in the dark, what's in the light. It's like right now, I don't have all the details. And this is for Aries. Okay. Aries rising, wherever Aries is in your placement. Home and retreat, where you go to recover and recharge. And like, I know for me that's not the US. And actually, you know, that's actually not even really true. Not even true. Because part of where I actually do go to retreat is home in the US. But I also know that as illumination is coming and things will get more clear, is that like, it's not a home base for me. Okay. It's not a forever thing, but it is where I go to recharge, you know, like actually US ground. So for Aries, what I feel like is coming is for all the Aries out there, whatever placement, and Eileen's going to get ready to pull some cards for you. All right. Some energetic orals and tarot cards. She already got them ready. Aries, this is kind of looking like, and let me see more what's happening on the full scale. How do I go back to this?
Well, do you mind if I share, like, for in your example, like please, you literally mentioned like the Cancerian theme of home is where you nourish yourself. Like that's literally where mom is. So it's actually that kind of care that I feel like you're craving right now with this Cancer full moon, like for Aries.
And that makes a lot of sense because my sister has a nephew. Okay, well, I have a nephew. My sister has a baby. You know, my cousin, I got family getting married. Okay, you know, it's like today I woke up and I was like, man, I want to see my nephew. I was like craving seeing my nephew. And so
nostalgia.
You know, that's the part of nostalgia, just a connection with family. Like Aries, you know, you're out here in this illumination starting to realize that, you know, we are individuals. This is just obvious, right? We love to be ourselves. We love to be, you know, just out there living in the world. I mean, personally, I love to just do what I want to do when I want to do it. And it's like, as a part of that, you know, the realization for Aries is that like family matters, that, you know, it's okay to recognize that I got about a week. Okay. I can stand my family for like 7 days. All right. But through trips that I've taken prior, it's like, I remember being home for a month and I'm like, yo, about a month, I was like, dang, at the 2 week mark, I was like, dang, I don't know, like I got to get the hell up out of here. You know what I mean? But it's part of this full moon realization that, like, look, you're going to start finding the tempo. You're going to start finding the rate that you're going to give between your public life. Okay. And it's for me, like right now I'm on YouTube. This is part of my public life. And I say that because if you see here, okay, 10th house is in Capricorn. Capricorn is your public life. It's work. It's the career push. It's the angular, discussions that you're having with other people on the career scale. You see 10th house in Capricorn. You see Mercury in the 10th house as well. You see Pluto in the 10th house as well. So it's like, I have almost always, okay, for my Aries, given more energy and effort to my career. It's just super simple. And I told my family this long ago. I had conversations with my sisters because it was hard 5-6 years ago to leave the US. And like, oh man, I got sisters, I'm looking at it. I'm like, I know I'm a role model in their lives. Like, what am I going to do getting out of their life, quote unquote? And this balance, this full moon in Cancer in the 4th house, aka home, is in family and nurture and retreat and rejuvenation and healing and support. It's really showing that full circle scale about, look, here's the balance between work and play. And not just work and play, work and family. Okay, your career and family. Giving too much to my career takes me out of balance. Giving too much to my family takes me all the way out of balance. And it's like, Aries, you're starting to realize this, but on a different level, you're really beginning to value the internet relationships that you have. You're starting to find relationships that are actually more unique to you. And I have been noticing this, Aries. I can speak about that very clearly, that I have been noticing this for myself. Like, really not taking and doing lives with any and everybody, but making sure that I'm doing it with the people who actually speak my language. It's almost like, if you don't know astrology, I don't really want to be inviting you and doing business and working with you. That's just a part of who I am. It's like, so Aries, 11th house in Venus, you've been going through this with Saturn for a year and a half, literally a year and a half, 2 years. Saturn has been Aquarius, it's been in your 11th house. And those internet relationships have been forming about what do we value, what do we not value, about people that we meet. Foreign, because 11th house is also foreign. Okay, it's foreign, is overseas. Anything from the 9th house up to the 12th house is all foreign. Okay, Sagittarius up to Pisces, all foreign. So Aquarius is in that bracket. So look at that. I got baby girl Bobby up on the chat. So like, this is a part of it. Like, it's funny because I was looking at Las Vegas a couple different times. And so it's like, really, it's like, just making the cuts, Aries. This is it's like recognizing that family matters. For my Aries risings, for my Aries suns, family matters, work matters, but the balance does too, as well as the friendships all over the globe, making sure you reach out to people. And, if you miss somebody, tell them you missed them, Aries. Like, if you miss somebody and they're far away, they're a friend that you really value, that's unique. The people that support your actual endeavors that are just eccentric, unconventional. So for me, shamanism, running retreats, okay, doing human design and combining human design and astrology. It's like, I rock with this. And Aries, this is a lot of what your forecast looks like coming into full illumination. So what you got for us, Aileen?
Well, I get for you, Aries, strength, the strength card. It came up right, all pretty. And this is really about not doing things by force. Because, and again, I feel that this has a lot to do with Cancer, because it's a feminine approach to strength. So it's like being very smart about how you do these things, it's like the inner strength, like the inner courage. It's not about like forcing things to happen the exact way that you want to. It's like making things happen, like in a smart way. So the lowest frequency of this card would be manipulation. So this is a fair warning that I have to give you all. Like, you could find yourself manipulating people in order to get your goals, because that is one of the dark sides of the feminine energy. And precisely with this strength card, it is very easy to just fall into that. We are surrounded by feminine energies. We have Capricorn in the sun. We have, in the sun, and I think that in 3 other planets.
Mercury, Venus, yeah.
Yeah, and we have also the moon, that it's by itself like a feminine energy, and then we add the Cancer, which is the mother. So we do have a lot of feminine energy here. So it's just about like understanding how to use this strength, this courage, this inner empowerment to get to our results, but without crossing to the shadow part of the divine feminine.
Okay, so don't fall into this inauthenticity, ladies and gentlemen, because it's gonna hurt. And to know, Aries, that force is not the it. Okay, that's not the true strength. Like you said, it's about being able to flow into. It wasn't. What was the key word you said? It wasn't force. If it's not force, then it's what? There's something you said the other day. You said it too.
I say a lot of things.
Flow.
Flow, literally.
Something like, I think I put it on my IG as well. It's like, force is futile and flow is imminent. So,
Yeah, you did say that.
yeah, something.
Yeah.
So take that as part of that strength card. When I say flow is intimate, it's like things will always change. Trying to force things. This I told this earlier about Aries energy. Remember, Mars is in retrograde. It's in slow down. It's your home planet, and it's like forcing will not cut it. You're gonna take so much time to recover and recuperate that it's not worth it.
Yeah, and it's literally so not gonna be worth it, because if we try to force things right now, one, they're just not gonna go. Either way.
And even if it goes, it's coming back.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're going with brute force and it's coming back, like, it's gonna slap us in your face.
Yep. And Aries, this is a long time healing for you. Understand and remember again, what I had said. It's like this is a long time healing for you. This T square to Aries, aka from Aries up to Cancer and then Capricorn. It's mostly this square part here, but Capricorn matters as well, okay? Because you're going to be able to integrate this into your career when you do the inner, emotional work, aka following with the flow. Understand that flow and change is imminent and that you don't need to force, okay? That has been happening and healing for you for a long time. So do understand that this isn't even something new right now. That's primarily what I wanted to say. This is not a new narrative, Aries. So as we dip in, let's move it to Taurus. I'm consciously flowing where I used to unconsciously manipulate.
Yeah, that's a big thing, because being unconscious, like, we really need to be more aware, or like have someone to point it out for us. I do understand it's hard. It's hard.
And remember, for anybody that does not know, Mars is an unconscious placement. So Aries and Scorpio they have unconscious drives. They have unconscious motivation mechanisms. So do understand that. As well as the moon. The moon is a unconscious, subconscious, a little bit of flowing between both, between the unconscious and the subconscious. The moon flows between both. So if we're talking Aries and Cancer, they're both not a very conscious element. Fourth house, family, what we're learning in the family dynamic, this is a conditioning that even your parents don't know what they're doing. And their parents didn't know what they were doing. So this is a very behind the scenes energy. So as we get to Taurus, what we got going on? And hit the timestamp for me.
I got it.
Super dope. So Taurus, you're going through the third house. Okay. Siblings is the key that I'm feeling here right now. Siblings is on the map. Okay. How you talk, how you communicate, how you don't talk, what you keep private, what you have not said, what you wanted to say. And I feel like it's more about that. It's like, you're making a new emotional push and you're really getting out of your own way, Taurus, because we know that you have that stubborn tendency, but you're stepping beyond what those stubborn tendencies are. Okay. And so as I look deeper, Taurus, you're going through a third house. So this is where your normal manifestations are coming up. They're pulling through. All right. This is about actually what have you been learning and what have you been studying? Because Capricorn has been in your ninth house. Okay. You see those 9 9s next to Taurus. All Capricorn has been ninth house. And again, you have Pluto here. Okay. So understand with Pluto in the ninth as well, you've been looking to publish things. Okay, you've been looking to publish what you've been studying. Start actually speaking out and believing in a cause, believing in something that is, higher than you, and also a way more optimistic viewpoint of what you were suffering from prior. Okay, so back, you really the month before this, when you were in Sag season, you were going through a little suffering. Up from Scorpio season, those eclipses I feel like have hit you hard, Taurus, and this is what it's looking like. Those eclipses from November and even earlier in the year of 2022, they've hit you hard, and you've been going through a lot of change, and change is exactly what you don't like. Third house in this full moon, you're going to start to understand more magically that this change was just super important. It was critical. You already knew that, but you're beginning to align your thoughts and your beliefs with this change as you focus on more optimism and realizing that you don't have to kind of attack the problem or approach it head on. Career is looking beautiful for you during this time frame. Okay. Really understanding what you value about the relationships in business that you value, who you want to really talk to, who you want to push forward new relationships with, even if it's bosses and authority figures, you're not having that voice to kind of speak up and say, I want to raise. You have that voice to speak up and say, I want to take a trip. I want to go here, and really change potentially how you've been making money. I say change with this second house, money, your bank accounts. Your banks are going through some shifts. They're going through some real changes that are kind of, again, magically happening. And what's beautiful for you, Taurus, as I kind of get out of this viewpoint, is that Aries is in your 12th house while you're in Jupiter, and when you get closer to May, you're going to go Jupiter in your first house. So this is full expansion, Taurus, coming up in your first house soon. But before you get there, Aries is here. And Aries is like, look, it's your 12th house. And it's saying, look, take one last step before to get from your guide's fourth dimensional wall, fifth dimensional wall, and beyond. Basically the things, the support that you can't see, the enemies you can't see, and the people who are supporting you that you can't see. It's saying, you have the next 5 months to receive messages from, the literal esoteric guidance that's deep and running as a background program within you from our Taurus suns, moons, risings. So take all of that in at the same time with a grain of salt. And Aileen, what you got for us?
Well, first of all, my sisters are Taurus, and everything that you said about speaking up, like to get a raise or something, and the changes in the workplace, like are right on point. Like that's exactly something that's been happening and has been going on. But also, and as I pull out the card, it was the Queen of Cups. It came out reversed. I'm showing it upright, but it is reversed. So what this means is that it's a person that is not taking care of themselves, like it's not paying attention to their emotions. And this full moon in Taurus is in Cancer, is literally showing us that this is the way to go. This is how we need to take care of ourselves. And it's an important part of the security too. And I've heard her too, like saying like, I'm so tired, I'm getting clumsy, like I feel dizzy, I'm forgetting things, and it's because she is exhausted, because she's literally, I feel like she's doing so much more in work that she's neglecting herself. So this is the message for Taurus, like to get in touch again with this feminine energy, to nourish ourselves, to start taking self-care days, like even if it's just like taking a bath, being able to just sit and eat in complete peace, like to actually listen to ourselves. And as you said earlier, this is the part of the year where we actually go inside. We don't have much option with it being like winter, like the nights are longer, the days are shorter, we don't have as much sun. And also like this whole energy of Gemini, of Mars retrograde, that is not letting us move, just like going back to ourselves. And for you, Taurus, this means like going back to your emotions, like literally listening to them, because I do feel that you're like not paying attention on purpose, because there's something there that's maybe want to hurt.
It's the eclipses, so
Taurus, the eclipses were in Taurus.
So Taurus, be patient with yourself right now, because those eclipses, they're gonna last for decades on the long term, but it's gonna, for a bare minimum 6 months to a year, you're gonna still feel some of it, because you're a very sensitive sign. Like you can feel into the sensitivities of the environment around you as part of what you do to create a certain sense of security in the first place. Like you're naturally one of the most sensitive signs in the zodiac. You're the first feminine energy to come in, right? After Aries is Taurus. You're the first feminine energy. So it's like your level of sensitivity in an adult, in a human body, with the sensitivity of a 2 to 5 year old child, you're hypersensitive. So when you have these eclipses, and you had 2 in a year, and you had 2 more in your shadow frequency of Scorpio, and then you got 1 more coming in 2023, just hold on, Taurus. Okay, just take it easy. Slow it down, and slowing down is not a bad thing for you. This is just about really getting your chips. Like Aileen said, slow your meals. Okay, make sure you pray while you're eating, because 9th house is a spiritual house. It's like, but you're in the third house for Cancer's moon. So this is like, look, in order for you to kind of start to feel more stable, secure, nurture yourself, and rejuvenate, honestly, start a prayer, start a mantra, start saying something to yourself every day. Start looking in the mirror and say, I am stable, I am beautiful, I am worth this raise. I am stable, I am beautiful, I am worth this raise. I am stable, I am beautiful, I'm worth paying extra for food that supports my body, that food that, actually helps me, and, to slow down on my eating, to not stay distracted with, a cell phone while I'm eating at the same time, and just take the
Or
time to
TV.
enjoy my meal, or TV in the background playing. All of that is third house media. So with the full moon coming, you've already kind of felt this in the waxing gibbous, when you have some of the light, you have some of the shadow, and they're kind of like, all right, with a little bit of both, you see both. But the full moon will show you, remember, what you are here to nurture. Now, what's magical about this is, I want to take a moment to show you, all right, this right here, where, remember, we didn't talk about it yet, Taurus, you are sextiling Cancer, okay? So Uranus at 15 degrees, you have this moment where you're getting such a futuristic update that actually is going to require you to kind of stay in your home a little bit. If you can afford to take the 6th off, January 6th off, Taurus, and actually stay home, the 16th degree, aka also Cancer, all right, you're going to get divine messages. This is the 15th degree is Gemini. And this is like, look, you're going to get divine messages if you give yourself the time to dive into those sensitivities. And when I say divine message, Gemini it can attune to angel frequencies. It can hear little jingles. It has clear audience. That's what it is. You have the ability to, right now with this heightened moon, to hear messages, and your prayer right now. Okay, your spiritual practice, moving your body via yoga. Yoga can be a spiritual practice. Walking could be a spiritual practice. It could be a routine spiritual practice. All right. And beyond that, Taurus, the last thing I want to say to you is go ahead and talk to some friends. Okay. Right now is a time you got friends from France, you got friends still anywhere abroad, all that 9th house energy. You got a friend in Mexico, you got a friend in Sweden, you got a friend in Thailand. Call them up and just say, hey, you ain't even got to spill all your problems. You just call them up just to take a healthier distraction, in a sense where you can, get your mind on a thought process that's not something back on that eclipse, whatever had kind of rocked your boat, okay? Whatever rocked your boat over the last couple of months, to just talk about something different. But to do that escape, quote unquote, mindfully, and to know that what you're doing, you're doing it for a form of escape, so that you can also create and carve the time in your routines where you are not escaping at all, where you don't have the TV in the background, you don't have the phone in the day-to-day. All right. And I think it's going to be truly helpful. What we got right there, Aileen? On that message, Taurus rising?
Yeah, like I do feel that putting your feet in the cold earth, it's something super beneficial, especially being Taurus. Like all this grounding, it's only going to help you heal. More than grounding, I feel that it's cleansing for you. Because it's like earth energy just coming all together.
I didn't even see that comment. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and it also is going to help, like, think out Mother Earth, Mother Gaia, and then the moon has this motherly energy too. I do feel that it's a lot of the nutrients. Like, I really feel that your spirit is super, super happy that you've been doing that. And again, like, escapism is not something bad as long as you know that you're doing it. So if you really want to just don't think about it for a second, that's fine too. Like, I feel that it's part of the self-care, that you don't have to be worried all of the time. Like, whatever's coming is gonna come. No. Yeah. Like, don't give it too much energy. I have this mantra of, like, my energy goes my energy goes where my focus is, and this can be for the good or for the bad. Like, if you're always thinking about something bad, your energy is automatically gonna go there and manifest more of that. But if you're focusing on something good, or something optimistic, on the new things that you want to manifest, then that's where your energy is gonna go too, and the manifestation is just gonna come out faster. Right. So yeah, that's what I have to say for that comment. And I feel that this melancholy is actually, like, very on point. Like, it's Capricorn too. Like, Capricorn does come with certain melancholia.
And it's beneficial. It's truly necessary for creativity, for creative solutions. Because remember, like I said, Uranus is here, and it's given light codes from beyond what we can comprehend. And it's like that melancholy is how we begin to receive those messages. So running away, avoiding, blah, blah, blah. Like I said, if you're going to do it, make sure it's very mindful, and make sure and you carve out time to not do it, to make sure you just sit and just chill. All right. So here's what I got here. All right, I'm going to get rid of that screen. That's not what I need. I need this. Voila. Bada bing, bada boom. So, yes. Okay, here we go. We got Gemini. If you can timestamp this, Aileen, we now have Gemini at the second house. Gemini, this is great for the bank account. This is great for the investments. To be honest, you're going to probably have to spend a little money, probably lose a little money, but you're also going to get it right back. Okay. This is definitely an investment, and it's just more than just money itself, Gemini. Even though your bank account should be looking how it's going to look like on this Capricorn full moon, on this Cancer full moon, understand that the bank will start to very soon reflect as that Gemini and Mars goes forward. It's very soon going to reflect that, the energy that you've invested in building your resources, whether you're building a book, whether you're, building a YouTube channel, whether you're building something that you can own, something you physically can own. It's about understanding what have you been methodically putting energy into that is going to, in this full moon, start to show some returns on investments, okay? That you energetically had to put in things up front, whether it was charity, whether it was, just time, okay? But as I look deeper, you have Aqua in your ninth house, and Saturn is there as well. So it's like, have you been disciplined on your spiritual practices? Have you been disciplined on, whether it's breath work, yoga, taking walks, movement, putting your feet in the dirt, in the ground, like we just said for the Taurus rising, Banshee. Okay, have you been doing that stuff? And if you have, that spiritual discipline is going to be showing that your bank is going to grow bigger, because this is a part of that energetic investment that you did methodically. And that's the key word, methodically. Not on Tuesday, but not, Sunday. If you said you're going to do it on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday, it's like, did you do it on those 3 days? And you're going to be rewarded based off of the discipline. Not that you had to do it all 7 days of the week, but the time frame that you set methodically. And being methodical is doing it in a nurturing and caring way, a Cancerian motherly way. Beyond that, what do I see here? Anything else? Taurus and Uranus is in your 12th house, Pisces and Neptune in your 10th house. So all that's kind of saying is like, look, have you been, really believing in the dream? That's what that really tells me. It's like, Gemini, have you been, your second house is coming to a close, and it's going to begin to truly reflect. Like, have you been believing in the dream that you set out? Like, I want to go out there, I want to be a YouTuber and get 1 million followers. I want to go out there, I want to start creating this artwork, and I want to do this. I'm energetically investing, and I'm staying disciplined, in different areas of my life to energetically have this physically in this world. Pisces in the 10th house for your career, saying you're going to have that if you believe it, and if you understand what it takes to actually make it a physical reality. And then, Uranus in the 12th house is saying, look, have you been doing this also with the integration of the ego, but not in a sense run by it? Because it's also saying 12th house is like egoless. It's like, has this been a part of this dream? Is this dream something that we as your guides have given you? Or is it just something you're just going off and just doing because that's what you want to do, but it's not what we have told you will be most beneficial in this stage in your life? So that Taurus really matters, because again, if you've been really rocking with your guides and what they've been sharing and telling you, the beautiful thing is that sextile, okay, that sextiling energy, if you remember, to the Cancer moon is saying, look, you're going to rapidly see this manifest. This is the kind of thing where it's like, look, there have been blocks and barriers that's been set up on purpose, because it's really just been testing your belief. And it's kind of getting that simple for you, Gemini. It's like, look, do you really believe it, or are you just saying it? What you got for us, Aileen?
I actually get something that is super in alignment. I got the Three of Cups. It came up right. And the Three of Cups is all about celebration, is joy, abundance, like things that you thought that were lost, they are coming. Like it's a lot of joy, unexpected gifts, unexpected abundance, wealth. So maybe things that got lost a little bit with the Gemini, with the the Mars in
retrograde?
retrograde. Yeah. Something that you thought that was lost is gonna come again. And once more, like everything that you put an effort in, like I understand that it's not visible yet, that maybe you don't have the things here right now, but as Pernell said, like these things are gonna come as long as you're believing in them. Like this is the whole thing. Like if I put this into a grounded situation, like let's imagine that I don't know, that you've been working really hard in your company, but the recognition, you're working towards a promotion, and these things are not coming yet. So if you had stopped persevering and putting more effort in, then this is not going to come. But if you kept, even though you couldn't see anything yet, then the rewards are going to be super, super amazing and super big. So Geminis, if you kept working, if you had like your mind set on what it matters, if you kept working towards your goal, a lot of abundance, a lot of joy, a lot of celebrations are coming your way.
Yeah. Here's what I want to do. I want to take a
dance break.
Yeah,
yes.
move the energy. So everybody, all right, I want you to hit that thumbs up, hit that like button, whether you're watching us from replay. Thank you for being here. I wish I can hear what this is doing. Can you hear this? What does this into space feel like? I can't even really hear it. I wish I can hear my own sound. That'd be great. But I'm gonna just move it. I'm gonna just pretend I can. I'm gonna just feel it. I'm just and then I want you to think about again, like the water flowing through your body and just healing these aches, these pains, these traumas, these emotions that got stuck somewhere in the body. For me, it seems like a lot of hand movement. This is Gemini actually, with the creativity, the arms, the shoulders. For me, it's a lot of that shoulder. So it's like, as we go ahead and go ahead and finish. Just shake your hands. Just get that energy out of the hands. Get that energy out of the hands. Lovely. So hopefully you enjoyed that little groovy and deliciousness. Okay. Banshee up in the building. I see you. Roll with it. Bam. Ooh, I love it. You hit the bell. I'm actually starting to get a little warm. That's strange. All right, here we go. So let me take my hoodie off before I get this next one. I'm starting to cook it up. Hold on.
It's the energy of the internet and the dance.
It's funny that I just recognized the shirt I'm wearing, and Cancer. It's time for Cancer's message, and Cancer's like, yeah, bring the heritage out, bring the history out. Okay,
and you know, it also ties up. Like you told me in the morning, like we're making history, and this is again like what's coming over the full moon. Like we are making history. We're making the new rules. We're making the new traditions. Yes.
So with that being said, I got to go ahead and just say it one time. This is your AstroShaman Pernell Bobby. We're generating a world of harmony, leveraging astrology. Yesterday, we just met up with the members. Like I said, I'm always trying to continuously amplify what I'm giving, what I'm learning, so that it's like, I always look at it as like, look, if I, as the teacher or the educator, is bored, then trust me, the people listening are bored, and I get bored quickly. So I like to keep progressing the information. So understand that, the approach and how I'm going to be able to teach you astrology for yourself so that you don't even need me, which is the major thing. Thank you for the Facebook thumbs up and the big hug and the love. I see you. I love when I get the Facebook crowd, the LinkedIn crowd, the YouTube crowd all coming together. Okay. So yeah, definitely join those memberships. All right. It's a good time to get in and get busy. So with that said, let's get into
Cancer, the start of the show.
Okay, start of the show. So what's coming into fruition for you, Cancer? The full illumination as we get through this waxing gibbous. There's a new sense of courage. There's a new sense of boldness. Like, you know, Cancer, the message I'm getting for you is like everyone always thinks you're manipulating others, and you know your emotional manipulation is just godly and superior. But it's like what I'm getting into for you is like you yourself are no longer accepting, different forms of gaslighting outside of you yourself. You're recognizing that, like, look, you have the ability to, manipulate emotions, but that's never been bad. Okay. Manipulating emotions of other people outside of you externally, you got to do this wisely. But it's like, I try to give the example, and I don't even know where this is really coming from. So this is definitely more of a channel. I should give the example with Gemini. Gemini is a manipulator of words, okay? And I try to tell people all the time, like, look, I am manipulating words all the time. And I'm doing that even with students. I'm doing that with even the people I'm teaching. I'm doing it right now on this live. But it's like manipulating words itself does not mean that the intent is malicious when it's trying to get somebody, Gemini, to change. So Cancer, it's the same thing with you and emotions. Like, your ability to manipulate emotions is just helping other people. And I feel like you're coming to a certain sense of confidence that you have been helping other people. Okay. Let me come here. You've been helping other people to move fresh, new, loving, regenerative, energy into these spots that have been stuck, and you're doing it intuitively, Cancer. And when you come back into your body now, aka from the 12th house prior, it's kind of like, look, you feel this sense of like courage now that I really don't need to buy those stories and those narratives from other people. But let's see what's deeper going on for you, Cancer. Okay, let's check in, because you're going through the first house, but let's see what other planets. Oh, okay, Cancer. This is your relationships. So this isn't even random people. This is your relationships. If you're married, it's part of that. If you have an intimate partner or even somebody that you're doing investments with, okay, this is definitely within a career space or people that you work with. Maybe you work with a wife, you work with a husband, you work with a boyfriend, you work with a girlfriend, you work with a friend, okay? At work, you're investing time and energy with a friend, somebody platonic, any of those things. All right, Cancer. I'm getting it. You're not allowing other people outside of you to take advantage of your sympathy, to take advantage of your empathy. You're really like, I am me. I'm in my body. I feel safe. I feel secure to just, be in these relationships and stop playing the sympathy card. Stop playing, into this weaker role, quote unquote, where I'm this soft, emotional crybaby. I'm not buying that story no more. You're coming to full completion of who are the people in the relations that you've been with who have actually really, enabled those things that have held you back. But now you're ready to make new career relationships. You're really ready to make a new push in the type of partnerships and dynamics with others that you don't get left behind. You know what I mean? So this is really what I got for you, Cancer. And it's really magical to hear that, because people play you all the time. They always act like you're just crybaby, and it's just not true. But go ahead. What you got?
Well, I have for you the Queen of Pentacles, but it came in reverse. I'm going to show it all right, but it came reversed. Mm-hmm. And this whole energy is literally about that, about getting away from your feelings. Like this is like the type of female CEO boss that you always see. So this card taking like to the extreme would be like being a workaholic and disregarding everything else. So this is saying that it is good to do that for a brief period of time. Like if you have a goal in mind and this is what you want to work towards, then it's fine to just go ahead and do it. Just do what's necessary to bring it to reality. Because again, this is Pentacles. This is like earth energy. This is the materialistic energy. It's just warning us not to get too caught up in this narrative. But it is telling us that you have the power, Cancer. Literally, you have the power to do this. And again, this is a female energy. Like, where did it come? I feel like with the strength it came to, like using
Aries.
Yeah, it's
because
again,
Chiron is squaring Aries. Chiron Aries is squaring Cancer too. Yeah.
So again, it's using this female energy to your advantage. But again, from this strong point of view, like Pernell was saying, like it's not about like putting ourselves in a victim role. It's about stepping forward, like beyond that, and just going towards what we want, like, and blatantly, like, just say it out loud, like, I want this and I'm going towards it, I'm working towards that. You don't have to be sneaky about this. This is not the time to do that. It's a time to actually be bold and courageous and go after these things that we want.
Right. What you just said is what's that last part about how they go about it?
Yeah, you have to be bold. Yeah, you have to be bold about what you want. Like, this is not a time to be sneaky or just be playing victim and trying to
the whole be sneaky part, because Cancer, you are a sign of privacy. And this is a part of it. This is the final ending of this message before we move to Leo. Cancer, you're a sign of privacy. And one of the things that I've noticed, and I say this with myself with some Cancer, I have Cancer in my chart, it's like that we like to, psychically communicate with other people. And we keep our true intention, private. And it's a part of a security mechanism. It's a defense mechanism. But it's like, we have to understand that we can't psychically communicate with somebody, and then when they don't understand what the message is, that
we get mad.
Psychic message, we get mad, and we want to also keep private. And then if we come into understanding, because Cancer, you're ridiculously intelligent. I mean, emotional intelligence is one of the most underrated, things in the human body, as a human superpower. Emotional intelligence, empathy is a superpower. And so the thing is, you're ridiculously intelligent. And so what happens a lot of time with Cancer is, we'll eventually figure out, that, oh man, I didn't actually say what I needed to say. I didn't actually speak up. I just telecommunicated this message psychically. And I wanted them to understand how I felt, but I didn't tell them how I feel. And I kept that private. And then within that, by not telling them, even though I come across it, I tried to sneakily, get whatever I needed or get what I wanted without having to, admit. Okay, literally that part right there, without trying to figure out how to do it without admitting my own fault in this situation. And so what happens a lot of times, Cancer, is, you're just too smart. You're almost so smart where you've outsmarted everybody, including yourself, in that entire process, because it's kind of like, at the end of the day, you and this full moon are like, look, I'm ready to speak up clearly. I'm ready to feel my feelings. I'm ready to allow the subjective, meaning behind what I'm experiencing, behind how I need to retreat, behind why I even felt sneaky in the first place, why I felt private in the first place. But I also need to come correct with a little objectivity, because that's the 7th house, if you see here. All right. That's where you have Cancer. If you see Cancer, the Capricorn is in your 7th, which is about integrity. You have to be in integrity with these partnerships, okay? And you have to be able to be willing to withdraw and hold some of the emotion back so that you can deliver clearly. And that's what Libra, or the 7th house, can do. It can deliver that message in a balanced manner. It could be disciplined in its emotional health enough, and understand that part of being an emotional powerhouse, Cancer, is being able to actually clearly and fairly make sure that you're not taking priority over everything, and that other people are not taking priority, but you two balance, whatever the dynamic is, you balance out, energetically what everything is required within that entire equation. So, Cancer, that's how I kind of like to finish the message, so that you can understand how to fully come into completion and illumination. And that sneaky part, she said, was very important. Shalom, man. Yeah. You're going to have to come to that retreat 2023, baby. Okay.
Yes.
2023. So I'm going to tell you right now, it is not going to be the dates that we announced last time. So for the time being, what we're going to say is, in 2023, there will be a retreat. In 2023, there will be a retreat. Stay tuned for the dates. Stay tuned for the specifics. Okay. Because again, we have our own retrograde. So this is what's important. Be okay changing your mind, understanding that when you get when you get new information, you can change. Even if you don't get new information, you can change. And that's what Mars and Gemini have been helping us understand, that we can change our minds, literally. And so, with these retrogrades, Mercury and Mars, it's like, we'll give more clarity as we come through our own revelations, but understand it will be a retreat 2023. Forget the date for now. Yup. All right, Aileen, what we got going on?
I don't know, like Leo.
Leo. So timestamp on Leo, 12th house revelations. Okay, and it's exactly that, Leo. You're coming, you're legit coming into revelations, Leo. All right. This is a very psychic house. Okay, this is a Piscean house. This is a house that can dissolve barriers. It can dissolve boundaries. It's gonna have a lot of enemies. Excuse me, Leo. You're recognizing that a lot of your enemies. You know, you kind of made them up. Okay, Leo. And I say this because Leo loves to fight. Did the card match what I just said?
Yeah, a little bit. But go on.
All right, so Leo, it's like, you know, sometimes you like to make enemies up just because, you know, at the end of the day, you operate from stress, okay? And this also can easily be in the workplace. I'm seeing right here with these 6 houses, your workplace and or you know, potentially people in your local environment, possibly neighbors, or, you know, the mailman. This can be the mailman. This could be the newspaper boy. Okay. The people who do their job daily in your environment. But even outside of that, like, you know, you still made this up from up the place of the metaphysical, from the ether itself, you know, potentially even something connected to past lives, something connected to, you know, what can't be seen, because the 12th house provides that. And the reality is there are hidden enemies, all right, Leo, but you got too caught up in the smoke. And it's like, you know, what you're being asked of is to kind of cut out a lot of friends. So Leo, what I'm getting is like, if you cut out a lot of friends, cut out some coworkers potentially, you know, you do have some toxic people, you know, around you somewhere, somehow, but you also have people that are actually there to benefit you at the same time. And when I feel like what's coming into elimination is like, you know, what you need in order to feel safe, what you need to rejuvenate, what do you need to actually, you know, take a step back, to actually isolate, what do you need to do to get out of the limelight, to get, you know, because you had a little limelight, you know, push up for a little while. But you know, there's a lot of hidden. You have 8th house in Pisces and Neptune still, right? You got 12th house in the moon itself, you know, but you're still dealing with other people in those 6 houses. So, you know, what I get as a full message for you, Leo, as I kind of get out of this viewpoint, Oh man, okay, I think I had a little internet lapse. All right, Leo. So, you know, what I got for you on the full scale, everybody hit that thumbs up, baby, is spend a little more active time in order for you to rejuvenate and to, you know, take this retreat, take this, you know, find what you need to find for a sense of emotional security within this Cancerian moon is literally retreat, as well as retreat from your coworkers. If you're going out with coworkers, for example, like after work, maybe it's time to like not go out with them. Okay, like if you're just like, all right, let's go out, let's get a couple drinks, and then I'll go home. Take some time, take some retreat away. You're starting to realize that you need more time to rejuvenate, to recover, you know, to feel your feelings, and to not just be busy because you're being busy. Okay, because not just be busy because you're not getting the attention that maybe you want or crave. You know, and just be willing to be in isolation a little while, Leo. So what you got, Aileen?
Aligned perfectly. I had the 9 of Wands reversed. So normally the 9 of Wands would be about giving, you know, the last push. It would be like, though you're beaten up, though you're being in a battle, like to just keep pushing. But when it's reversed, it's like, stop. Literally, what you say, like, just retreat. Go back, go to yourself, tend to your wounds. Because again, like these enemies that you've been battling, like even though they're unseen, they're still there. Like there's still a lot of toll that you've taken from this. And the full moon in Cancer is actually just asking you to tend to that, like to go back to yourself, like take this moment to rest, like take this day of like, okay, I really don't need to fight anymore. I need to take care of myself in order to get the air to keep pushing forward. Like if you just keep pushing like this, it's gonna end up badly, like literally.
Yeah, you're gonna burn out. You're gonna miss the guidance. You know,
exactly.
you have a lot of blessings. Understand that 12th house is always taking something. Okay, 12th house is the house of surrender. It's the house of understanding that certain things need to be taken away from you. And this is some earthly things. This is Capricorn season. So you're losing some things that you are used to having on the day to day. Okay. You might be used to, this is a physical thing. This can be you paying for Spotify. Maybe Spotify is taking you, like, things
the Netflix password.
the Netflix password, So when you get these disruptions in your day-to-day life, it is asking you to reevaluate what is the illumination behind the routines you need to have, even within the home, before you interact with other people. And that's the key. What are the routines you need to have implemented to improve and nurture your well-being, nurture yourself, so that you can actually handle that extra tension and stress that, in any other season, any other time, you like that. You enjoy it. It makes you stronger. You only grow. But right now, it's like, in order for you to grow, take some retreat. Take some time away and just feel the feelings, okay? Catch up with everything that has already conspired and give yourself a little bit of a break, all right? All right, that's what we got for Leos. Leos out there. Secret, I see you just popped in. You might have to, I know you're Leo rising. You might have to go back and hear that, because I know enough about you to know that message might have really applied, okay? So go ahead and do that, baby girl. Thank you for being here. Thank you, everybody else, for hitting that thumbs up, all right? We're now moving on to Virgo, right? Okay. So we're moving into Virgo. As I look in, Virgo, you're going through, the beautiful house. Okay. What up, Virgo? Okay. You got the 11th house. This is the Aquarian house. All right. This is where hopes and dreams come alive. This is where you have friends connected to other powerful friends, connected to other powerful friends who actually have authority. They actually have power, Virgo. Okay. But you also got a lot of 5th house going on in Capricorn. So as you see this line 5, 11, 5. Okay. So Virgo, here's what's going on. The Cancer full moon is showing you that there has been some stress. Okay. And it's kind of one of these things. It's like, all right, you've been stressed, and likely you're stressed in your love life. Okay. And you yeah, I mean, literally, I'm stuttering on it already. You're definitely stressed in your love life. Okay. And the key with this is you're kind of coming into illumination of what thoughts have you had around anxiety, despair. Okay. Just too much focus on the negative thoughts, because Aquarius, or this 11th house, is a natural negative charge in a way. Like, it likes to focus on the negative. It really does. It continues to think about everything that could go wrong. And Virgo, you kind of already do that on your own, right? So you got this Aqua coming in Venus in the 6th house for you. All right. So on the day to day, let me see. You got Mars and Gemini in your 10th house. Jupiter and Aries in the 8th. All right. So Jupiter and Aries, okay, Virgo, you got a lot of stuff going on. Okay. I gotta pause and really digest this, Virgo, because you got a lot happening. All right. You got a lot happening. Virgo, you got a lot happening. I'm actually gonna ask Aileen for the assist, because Virgo, you have so much happening that, as I look at this line, you got, man, your love life is in the stress, is in a blender right now. You're really trying to do your best to value what your coworkers are doing to support you. You actually have some people supporting you, probably in the workspace, which is great. You have friends that are out there willing to support you. And the full moon is starting to help you understand that you have a lot of support. You have so much support that is not about the people you're actually seeing and dealing with on a day-to-day. These are people that your extended network is revealing to you, and they're giving you many hopes and dreams, right to you, but you're almost too worried about things that are actually non-committal. And that's what Capricorn is showing. Like, how and what ways have you been inauthentic, worrying about too many things or elements in your life that's just not non-committal? They're not really there to stay or to last. They're just there potentially for fun in the moment. And it's okay, rock that energy, but understand that you have so much support here that you can't overthink right now. You're taking a lot of action on your career, and you're recognizing that during this full moon, where your career is going, what the direction looks like. Jupiter in Aries, you're helping yourself, fight a lot of spiritual battles, okay, behind like psychological motivations. You're starting to really understand what the fight looks like against these psychological motivations that have kind of caused you a little stress, okay? And I'm feeling stress on the heart. This is the thing. I'm feeling a heavy heart, Virgo. This is, and I got a sister who's a Virgo, and maybe I'm channeling a little bit of her right now, because the energy is heavy on this one. I ain't gonna lie to you. But Eileen, maybe you can throw in a little assist for Virgo and give them some insight.
Well, for you Virgos, I have the Six of Swords reversed. So it is about moving forward, but there's something that is not quite letting you. Like some thoughts, again, maybe it is psychological motivation that you were mentioning, because it's thoughts, like it's something in the mind that just keeps coming into your life again and again and again. So the recommendation for this is just to keep moving, even if it's just small steps, like a little bit at a time, because there is no other way. Like these things are just gonna keep coming, and again, this full moon is just gonna show you. It's actually gonna be super helpful, because you're gonna see what are these things hidden that are keeping you in the past, that are not allowing you to quite move forward. I do feel that it's a lot of karma too. These things that are actually, and again, ancestral. Like think again, ancestral traditions. What in your family? What are these thoughts? Think of patterns, think of conditionings that are not allowing you to move forward. Like maybe you want to do something, but it's not seen appropriate in your family, and that's why you're not doing it. For some reason, I have this example of like eloping. You know, if you really want to elope and you're not doing it just because your family is convincing you that the traditional wedding is the way to go, then that would be the thing that the full moon is going to show you, where you need to cut and to just move forward and elope, like do the thing that you actually want to do. Don't let these conditions, don't let these thoughts, don't let these patterns to stop you from doing these things. And if it's difficult, again, I would look into an Akashic record reading or a past life healing, because I'm moving more towards the Akashic records, because this is more ancestral than past life. So it's just to heal this karma and allow you to move forward, because in this example of the eloping that I gave, maybe like this traditional wedding is something that is super important to your family because someone along the line was a bastard, you know? So we need to cut with that karma. Yeah, like think about it. These are very powerful. On my back.
You flipped yourself upside down. You're getting jiggy out here. No,
So,
there we go. We got you.
There. Yeah, I was right on point with this message. Like they're trying to stop me, but no.
No. You're truly on point. You know, I just had a conversation with my sister recently, and you know, and I'm gonna leave it off for the time being because this is the internet. So I'm learning my lessons. Okay, this is I'm learning a lot of lessons. But you know, for simplicity, I remember talking to my sister, and it was something simple, like she's recognizing that, you know, a lot of her choices have become tougher because it's not about what she's wanting. It's about, you know, what are these expectations, okay, that have run. And she's starting to kind of come into understanding that, like, she has these motivations that, you know, to do certain things, which has a little bit to do with pleasing people. And 11th house, you know, people don't know this about Aquarius, but Aquarius is an appeaser. It likes to please people, you know, and it's a very silent, undiscovered, you know, backdoor, you know, hidden door freak trait for Aquarius. Like, it's not a very obvious thing, but remember, Aquarius is a part of Saturn. And you look at Libra, what do you think? People pleaser. You look at Capricorn, what do you think? Willing to have a fake conversation to progress their career. So you look at Aquarius, what do you think? And it's like this one, you know, Aquarius likes to stay distant so that no one can discover this. But this is a simple reality. Like, they can fall into codependent narratives. And this Virgo for you in the 11th house, you're coming into awareness of familiar, okay, ancestral, Cancer, as well as Capricorn season, family's heritage, okay, the bloodline, that, you know, that 8th house, which is hitting in, let me check, where's that 8th house hitting? That 8th house for you, Virgo, it's in Aries. Okay, like I said, you're ready to fight. Okay, I said it. I already said it, and that's the final message. Because it's in Aries, you're officially ready to fight back against these motivations, because you recognize these are not really kin and authentic to me. This is just something I'm just continuing, and it's dirty, it's mucky water, it's scorpionic. I'm ready to let it die. I'm ready to fight this battle and kill it forever. So, you know, really rock that, okay, Virgo? You know, I got you in my heart out there, baby girl. And it's just like, you know, go ahead and go to battle on this one, and know that this is not a physical battle. It's not a physical fight. This is energetically clearing up those dirty waters that has accumulated on your soul from lines and lines of your family history that had nothing to do with you. So let it go, cut it out, let it die, and let it transform.
Yeah, and again, small steps. Like, I don't think that from one day to another you have to change your entire family traditions.
Nope.
Yeah, just move slowly. It doesn't matter. The important thing is that you start.
Okay, here we go. So we just went 3 signs through. Aileen, you know what time it is?
Dance.
I have to stand up. I'm gonna Still can't hear the music. There we go. I had to move the body. Okay, here we go. So I hope y'all got a chance to move around. A little bit of A. I look away for 1 second. I got a Leo 9th house, 10th house. You can't look away. You can't look away from Leo. It's like I can sense that. I'm like, now is the moment I'm gonna bust the weirdness. All right. Everybody hit that thumbs up, hit that like button. Okay. Aileen, do me a favor while we timestamp Libra. Go ahead and drop your link for the Akashic records. Any Virgos out there? I think so far between everything we said has been Virgo. And I mean, Leo could hit it with that 12th house on some real. I ain't gonna lie to you. Anytime I see water houses, 4th house, 12th house, 8th house, these are the time frames where, things like Akashic records, things like past life healings, these things really hit hard. Okay, so what I do know is Virgo, you definitely one of them. Hit the thumbs up if you're really rocking and vibing with this message today. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take a moment to throw on the banner. And we're gonna say Libra, 10th house, moon, career, image, status, showing yourself to the world. Okay, you're ready. I got a Libra friend who he's a photographer. He used to only show his photos of his people, and he just deleted 300 plus videos and photos of all the other people. He never showed his own face. He's a Libra. Okay, he's now ready to show himself. He put one post up, and it's about all his adventures over literally 40 to 50, 60 countries he's been to. So Libra, this moon, the moon is naturally private. Cancer is naturally private, right? But you're in this space where you're kind of conflicted. You're in a little bit of a back and forth. You're coming into full realization, so you might not want to act too soon. It's probably going to be more like when the sun goes into Aquarius. Right now it's on the 4th house. Okay, when the sun goes into Aquarius, when Mercury goes into Aquarius, you're already starting to kind of feel that energy. You're going to kind of meet up with Venus in Aquarius. All that's going to be 5th house. So for my Libras out there, your next career direction. He just went from, I give an example, he's only a photographer. He's working out of a place that I'm not going to tell you, and he just started showing more of what he's been doing globally. This is the guy who would take a flight and you would never know he's in 4 different countries, and you would never know. So Libras, I see y'all. I got another friend. A lot of my Libras that I know, they're very private people. It's surprising how private Libras are, actually. It's kind of counterintuitive, but beyond that, this 10th house, the retreat you've been taking, the inner retreat, the emotional security you've been building up is now making you and allowing you to feel very, very confident. I mean, in February, late January, when all that Aquarius energy comes up, you're going to really feel like shining, Libra. You're going to be like, I'm out here, I'm ready, I'm flossing, I'm looking beautiful. I got my hair done. I got this new dress. I'm ready to show myself out. I'm ready to show off. And on top of that, for the next 5 months, Libra, you're going to now have this Jupiter in Aries in the 7th house. So it's like, you're really starting to look for a partner. You know, I feel like Libra, you know, Libras are always looking for a partner, but you're ready to actually fight for the right partner, you know? And like we said again, you know, with this Aries energy, the learning and the lessons that Aries has gone through is that you're not fighting for that partner by force. You're allowing the flow. You're realizing that the strength is an inner strength. And that's what this full moon is also revealing. What is your inner emotional strength looking like? When you implemented the emotions on the public stage, you start learning how to shift and navigate and show what are you going to show, what you're not going to show. And you're keeping it really authentic and funky to you. You know, Libra, really, like, you got a tremendous time. I'm loving the energy. Let's see what Aileen has to say.
Well, for Libras, I gotta say that you got it with the change, the style change, rocking the hair. I got my nails done. Like it does bump my my self-esteem, you know. And now we have the Four of Cups for Libras, and this is dissatisfaction with reality. So maybe you're missing something that is right there. Like I love the imagery of this, because as you can see, like this guy is here, like looking all bored, and he's missing all of the opportunities that are around him. Like someone's right here offering him a full cup, and he's like just missing it just because he's focused in something else. So thinking what areas of your life you might be doing this, Libra. Where are you just feeling bored, like nothing is exciting anymore, that nothing is changing, and you're actually having things right in front of you. So it's just like about expanding your horizon, opening your eyes, and grabbing these opportunities that are coming up right here. And again, it is full moon, it is full illumination, so maybe they are not as obvious right now, but coming the full moon, like January 6th,
it's coming.
Yeah, you're just gonna see through them, and this is the moment to just grab them and keep moving forward.
Yeah, it's coming, Libra. I feel it. That's like I said, you know, my boy just did that as a Libra, where you're kind of feeling it, but you don't have it all yet. It's not all clear yet, but it will be very soon. I'm telling you, Libras, mark my words. In February, you're gonna be balling. You're gonna be balling. You're gonna be balling, Libra. I'm trying to get my lighting right. You know, I'm in this awkward spot. I don't do ring lights. I hate ring lights. Okay, here we go. So if we can timestamp Scorpios. Hey. Okay, this makes sense. All right. We have the 9th house for you, Scorpio. This is what's going on. I'm laughing already because I'm a Scorpio rising, and I was looking at international flights today, and we're literally working up to the full moon, and I just been waiting. I've been itching. I've been feeling it. I know that it's been coming, but this is also about foreign diplomacy. Like I said, today I was literally at the immigration's office today. So this is 9th house matters. All right, if you're not on the international scale or basis, it's also about, you know, coming to full completion that, you know, you're actually happy. Okay, Scorpio, you're happy. You know, you got your mind out of the gutter. I ain't gonna lie, I had my mind in the gutter. I had my mind in some dark places very recently. You know, those Scorpio eclipses was jacking my ass. You know, I ain't gonna lie to you, and it's been happening for months. I was getting rocked a little bit. Okay, but what I'm seeing right now is, you know, and I can speak about this personally, is that, like, I'm coming into a new formless, quote unquote, formless, you know, thought process, full of inspiration, you know, full of optimism, full of joy, okay, full of allowing my mind and my beliefs to change. And this is ultimately been about a lot of, for Scorpios, you know, what have I been doing in private? How have I been taking care of my emotions in private? I've been doing a lot more water magic, for example. You know, Scorpios out there, y'all are the alchemist, okay? And I've been doing a lot of water magic. I've been doing, you know, when I'm taking showers, just take shower meditations and, you know, let the water symbolize whatever you speak. So when I'm in the shower, I'm speaking. It's like, okay, cleanse me from this live and from any energy that tried to attach and latch onto me, all right? You know, it's like, what are you doing? What has become, again, your spiritual disciplines? Okay, speaking your mantras out. All right, taking time for yourself. So Scorpios, a lot of what you're finding as well is, you know, becoming more efficient with your language, like starting to say more with less, but also not, withholding. And that's the key, because that can kind of come from a wound of Scorpio, to withhold their words in order to have power over somebody. So part of that as well has been about like not necessarily withholding, okay, and being willing to inspire others, Scorpio. And this is what's kind of coming to realization. It's like, as the moon is in Cancer, you have gained a certain sense of emotional security within yourself and within your own pains, within your own wounds. And that has allowed us to show up better, because you are the height of the interpersonal relationships. You're the bridge between gods and man. And it's like, that's a big duty, Scorpio. And you are at that heart chakra center. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you want to wear your heart on the sleeves. And right now, this full moon is showing that you know how to wear your heart on your sleeves and inspire others, but at the same time, keeping your own thoughts and your own, inner world cleansed. So you're able to give, but not out of balance. You know what I'm saying? And it's happening because of the time you're taking in private. It's happening because of the time you're taking away from the spotlight. It's happening because of the time that you've been healing and literally regenerating. I mean, Mars, again, is your ruler. Tradition. Pluto is your ruler, and Pluto is about to implode in what, March? I think March is going into Aquarius. So very soon, that's one of your rulers. You have Mars in retrograde ending January 8th, January 12th. Shadow going to March. So Scorpio, March is really, really, really your moment. March is when you're gonna rock it. March, you're coming out, like a ball of fire, like a storm, because Aries is also your 6th house energy. Mars is when you're gonna work and you're gonna work and you're gonna work, and you're gonna, keep continuously improving your day-to-day, your routines, your habits, and the things you're doing. But for right now, use this inspiring energy. Use the fact that you have shifted your mind, that you have become more efficient with your words, you've become, more loving with the self inner critic, the self inner talk, and it's allowing you to share with others from a more authentic place and not from a wounded space.
So for you, Scorpios, I have the Emperor card. So it is about achievements, literally. Think about it as a very masculine energy that is just helping you with, I'm sorry.
Shake that.
Yeah, thank you. Psychic attacks. All right, so Scorpios, you're having this Emperor energy, which is all about security, everything that the full moon wants to give us in this form of, for us to feel safe in our body, in what we're doing, in the things that we believe in. This is something that you actually are going to have, but it is coming from a masculine energy. Like it is just a little bit of a change. This isn't coming in a motherly way as it was for the other signs. For you, it is coming in the form of a masculine, of divine masculine energy. So look for it, because something is telling me that this energy is not coming from you. Like you're gonna get something, that you're gonna get the support, that you're gonna get the safety from a masculine energy. And again, do not feel the need to look for an actual male. Like it could be a woman with a lot of masculine energy. So just look for this, because it is going to help you. It's going to support you through these changes, through all of these things that you're going through right now, and to actually help you explode this energy in March.
Yeah. So let's see where the masculine excuse me. Let's see where the masculine energy is at. Scorpio, you have.
I feel it's aqua. I don't know why.
Well, it's the 9th house, actually. It's right here. It's the Capricorn moon. 9th house is Sagittarius. So, in the moon, it's the Cancer moon. So, it has a feminine, but the 9th house itself is Sag. That's a masculine house, But as we dig deeper, you have the 7th house in Uranus. Oh, it's the Taurus. So Taurus and Uranus is activating the 7th house. Pisces is activating the 5th house. Pisces activating the 5th house. So based off of a lot of what Aileen had just said, it's the 5th house, the 7th house, and the 9th house. Everything else actually is feminine for them, and the third house in Capricorn. Oh, wow. Hey. No, I'm lying. Yeah, the third house in Capricorn. So that's Gemini, Sagittarius, Libra, and Leo. That's air and fire. That's a lot of air and fire. It's a lot of that is the masculine energy. So, Scorpio, what's putting you there? I'm like, I want one light. Just give me like a light. I need a light. But it's not here. It ain't here. So whatever. Just know that those masculine energies for you, Scorpio, are coming from Sagittarius, Gemini, Libra, and Leo. Okay? So if you can tie how would the masculine energies of those signs would do things, would move about the entire message we just gave, then you're going to win big. All right, here we go. So, Aileen, hit me with the bookmark as I'm going to move into Sagittarius. So my Sag rising, Sag moon, Sag suns, okay? Or wherever Sagittarius is at in your chart, okay? We're going to hit you with the 8th house, okay? This is where you're getting knocked up, all right? So 8th house, Sag. Oh, this is way better for my back. Actually.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow.
What's up?
Who's Sag here? Like, I'm really curious. Like, who's Sag here? Because this card came so weirdly. Like, it made no sense, absolutely no sense with the physical human world.
Well, that's Sag. Sag is already half God. You know what I mean? It's a part of Jupiter. Damn. So Jupiter's expanding. You know.
It was me.
Uh-oh, you ready to jump?
It was the unconscious, like the unconscious Sagittarius in me. It was like, who here is Sagittarius? They have a message for you, and it was for me this whole time.
Let's see, we got a Venus in Sag right here with Shireen. All right, so let's see the Sag message. Let's see this. Let's see the Sag message. Let's see what's happening. Okay, Sag, you're in the 8th house. All right. Capricorn's in your 2nd house. Okay, so you have a conscious awareness on the 2nd house matters, on the things you have, and as well as the things you don't have, like a little bit of both. Like, the things that you desire, which AKA in the moment you lack. Just do objective analysis. Sagittarius is like, this is what I don't have, and I'm putting energy on it so that I can have it. All right, Sag, with Cancer and the moon at 16 degrees, thinking about emotional security, thinking about emotional stability, thinking about retreat, rejuvenation, and nurture and support. You're starting to come into understanding what investments are worth supporting and what investments, maybe even did you think you didn't have, but you already had, okay, in the Capricorn, from a career level, from an image level. It's like, you're starting to recognize that your image itself was already a part of the assets, all right? Sag, so it's like the image that you actually have already is a part of the assets. Aileen, is that you? What's that noise? You playing Spotify? Amazon?
Oh yeah, it has been playing for a while.
Oh, okay. Turn down.
Tell me if this is better to see if it's actually me.
Yeah, I hear nothing. Thank you. You trying to catch me on copyright, man? Chill out. Hey, get out of here. Turn that junk off. I ain't about it. I'm not about it. Nope.
You played it.
God. All right. Here we go. So Sag, this is one of the invisible houses. All right. So you're starting to kind of recognize. Like what's been dirty, okay? Literally, it's like what's been dirty and what's been like I'm getting blocking you almost. It's like what's been blocking you from your abundance, Sagittarius. Like something has been blocking what you physically have and how you physically feel stable and showing up on the internet, showing up safe, showing up, just stable and also sensitive to you become aware of around your image, around your status, around how you climb the ladder. You become much more sensitive to what those things are, and you're more aware of where and how to invest, not just energetically, but even monetarily, like what's worth investing in, even from a monetary sense. And if you're not going to give up money, it's like, what are you exchanging in order to receive the things that you value way more? And kind of where you're heading to as you understand this value system more deeply is you're going to next month, okay, a month from now, you're going to already start to really talk about it. You're going to start selling yourself, okay? You're going to start even publicly, you're going to be more consciously aware about your ambitions. You're going to be more consciously aware about your drive, about your willpower, and about how can you use your mind to more indirectly solve this investment that we're talking about coming to, not just the investment, but also these debts. And understand that debts doesn't have to just be about a monetary debt. It can literally be an energetic debt. Like, what are you energetically willing and ready to start putting into and speaking life into? So, separate from that, Sagittarius, your money is about to change forever. How you get money, how you value money, okay, what your bank account looks like, you're about to get ready to make major shifts. Okay, major shifts. But I feel like a lot of it is about starting to cleanse your emotional and your inner world. That's a lot of it. Like as you bring fresh Cancer water, okay, fresh cardinal, Cancerian, nurturing, healing, motherly waters to your own psychological motivations and getting in tune with what has motivated you, what has driven you at a psychological level, what have you become obsessed about at a psychological level, you're going to start cleansing that area, and it's going to really start to align the things you physically have so much more accurately. Yeah, major changes because this trine energy coming. If you remember, Taurus is trine in Cancer, and Taurus for you is in the 6th house. So this is the 6th house, 8th house. So this is how you do your work, how you do the work on a day-to-day, how you structure your routines. Potentially even an intimate partner that may be involved, you actually going to find a lot more ease, a lot more harmony with, structuring your routines, even with your lover, with your partner, with your investor, that, is going to just bring, there's a cleansing process happening here. There's a cleansing process happening here. And the expansion, because you got a fiery brother, Aries and Jupiter, in your natural home sign. So the expansion is happening at an ego level. So it's like, again, you're going to recognize what have you been psychologically motivated to do at an ego level and what can you do at a service level. What we got, Aileen?
So we have a super aligned message. We have the devil. He came up, right? So it's just a warning, like, to understand what are the things that are superficial, where you have been greedy. You spoke earlier about something holding Sagittarius back. Mm-hmm. And I do feel that it has a lot to do with this. Like everything that's not in alignment is simply not going to allow us to move forward. So understand, like, and again, speaking of these investments, like let's not go for the superficial reason. Sagittarius is such a powerful spiritual sign. Like it has to move in integrity. It has to move in integrity.
Yeah.
Because
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go. Like it is gonna buy you in the ass if you start moving with around these energies of something that is just superficial, like earthly pleasures. And again, you talked about these debts, just being in debt energetically, spiritually, again, with things that are not in alignment, like what you believe in. And again, this Cancer full moon it's making it shine. Like you're gonna see where these things that are not actually in alignment are just gonna be visible. Like you're gonna know what this is about and what is the things that you have to release, what you have to let go. And again, I do believe that a lot of this has to do with ancestral things, like tied up with family beliefs. Again, this is Sagittarius, so what are the ancestral beliefs that are holding you back, that are superficial to you? Because something that is not superficial to your mom might be superficial to you. So think about just yourself, not outside of the family, because these are likely the things that are holding you back.
Yeah, no. I heard that last part. You. I feel like you hit it finally on the head. And what's crazy? I see an 8 on the floor right here. It's in yarn. It's like not even kidding. If you look outside, that little red the little red thing in the corner of my screen. There's like a little one red yarn or something.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
It's literally sitting down, laying in an 8. So, and it's red, right? So this is passion. This can be anger. This can be hate. This can be rage. But this also
look
can
at
be
it, like the imagery.
because you got the devil.
It matters in this card.
Temptation.
Exactly. So look
Temptation.
at this red.
Yeah.
So it makes me think about lust, infidelity, these things that are superficial bonds that are out of alignment. So maybe you're making a connection that's out of alignment like that. Okay, go.
Right. The lust matters because it's in the second house. Remember, so if I showed you this, Capricorn is in the second house, and that could be the physical pleasure. That can be, the physical sensation of sex itself, but not the spiritual forms. Oh my God! Wow, yeah, because 8th house is sex as well. So this can literally be having sex out of alignment, like, not practicing. And this is Sagittarius. So this Sag, what I'm getting is like, oh man, I'm thinking about some Sagittarius that I know, and it's starting to make even more sense. It could be like literally, not practicing sacred sexuality, because again, Sagittarius has a high sex drive. I mean, it's just simple. It's just true. Like they have a high sex drive. They have a Zeus, mythological.
That's the energy
it's like Zeus energy.
Yeah, if they keep nodding just because it feels good, material world, human energy, then that's where the energy that is. They're giving more than they are taking. Yeah. You just like.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Okay, cool. So Sag, that's your message, baby girl. That's your message, baby boy. Here we go. So we have I'm moving into Cap. Thank you. I was mind blanking. Somebody hit that thumbs up in the meanwhile. All right. Let me stop this banner. Cap. Okay, you're the co-star of the show. As the co-star, you're going through a relationship transit. You're coming into full recognition and realization and illumination about the emotional and security needs that you have in a relationship and what you require. You now are actually feeling emotionally safe and sound enough to also kind of be yourself in this dynamic with another person. Somebody else you're involved with. You're willing to really be yourself, but kind of going deeper, valuing your worth. You're recognizing like, damn, I'm worth everything. Cap, you're starting to realize like you are the boss, your big body, your big worth. If I kind of move it from that, hedonistic pleasures, you're recognizing that like the hedonistic pleasures that you do enjoy, the sensitivities you have to the things you have, and the physical body, and the intimacy that you're sharing, the love, okay, the heartfelt, the feminine love is more what I'm getting. The feminine love, what you're sharing, you're recognizing through logic, okay? You're recognizing through, just legit logic what these are. And, the actions that you're taking here in Gemini in the 6th house, you're improving your day-to-day. You're improving, even though physical touch and the physical, pleasures, the sensitive energy you have with other people. This can be coworkers as well. Like, you're rubbing, you're touching up on coworkers, like business, boss. Like this is a lot actually, because you always are related with boss energy. 7th house can be business relationship. It could be clientele. You're starting to really take touch and physical health very serious. And, you're improving and regulating just the sensitivities that have been grounded in your own body. You're regulating that. You're taking it way more serious. You're respecting and valuing your own physical body so much more, and you're allowing your personality to step up, be more bold in these relationships. You're really ready to actually push forward and bring more harmony, more balance in a dynamic with another person. This is definitely Capricorn with other people, and Jupiter in Aries in the 4th. Okay, you're fighting for your emotions. Like, wherever you put Aries, is always fighting for something. But, Jupiter is like, you're fighting for the expansion. You're fighting to get beyond the boundaries, the emotional boundaries that have been potentially holding you back prior. Not allowing yourself to really align with your intuition. And I think motion in this sense is intuition, not allowing what your intuition has revealed to you to take some priority. Maybe you've been over intellectualizing, or maybe you've been over emoting. One or the other will fit for you. Listen in Capricorn. And it's just time to really step into your body in the most unique way and speak up about, the idealistic version of you yourself. What you got, Aileen?
I got for you the Four of Swords in reverse. So right on point with the resting. And this is a Four of Swords. So I'm sorry, it came reversed. So, but I'm gonna show it upright so it makes more sense. But the key thing here is that it's a mind rest. What you need, Capricorn. Like literally, there's ideas. There's a lot of thoughts racing on your mind. And that is where you're feeling restless and things that are not going forward. And it makes a lot of sense. We are in Mercury Retrograde. So precisely all of these ideas, all of these things that you want to communicate are not going as well as you wanted them to. And this is just a message of step back. Like, well, why is this not working? Like we mentioned earlier, like we had to step back from the retreat date, right? So Mercury Retrograde is showing us that this is the way to go. Like, again, this is not something evil, Mercury Retrograde. It is appearing for a reason. No. It's just showing us where we need to slow down, take a second
revise.
Exactly, think things better. So take this Mercury Retrograde energy for yourself, Capricorn, and understand where are the things that you have to maybe revise before they can go full speed. Because once they go full speed, you're not going to be able to take them back. And if something is wrong, you were just like trying to push them just because, they're just gonna fight you back in the face. So right now, take this full moon in Cancer, take this healing energy, this resting energy, put your mind in ease. So this literally means doing something else. For me, something that works a lot is just doing something that is repetitive. So it could be like coloring mandalas. It could be what I've done lately. It's knitting. I actually have my creation right here, but it is something that allows me to just use my mind into something else. It is something so mechanical that it could be a little bit robotic. So it allows my mind to actually release. It's so focused on doing something with a hand, something that I need my motor skills for, that my mind is actually in relief. And this is a benefic way of doing this. So it could be something like that, like maybe doing jewelry, coloring. Some of these activities are just gonna really help you to release all this pressure that's in your head. And again, just take your time. This full moon in Cancer is just giving yourself this nurturing. Like, think of how a mom takes care of a baby. That is exactly how you should be taking care of your own body, of your own mind. So again, just step back, think through these things, and revise. Like, don't be attached to it. Whatever needs to change, changes. And a lot of rest is what is gonna make the whole difference for you.
And that seventh house, that's Libra, always trying to think about, more, always having new thoughts, always having new ideas, always making new friends. Or if not friends, like at least social connections that advance them somehow, some way. They're very strategic, right? The people they choose to discuss with. So, when you put Cancer there, she's right on point. Resting from the mental dexterity, resting from the mental push, the social and the relationship push, and just step inwards. Okay, so that's what's going on.
Yeah, and for you, Capricorn, take a look at what you're dreaming of. And if you're not dreaming at all, like, these are all signs if you're actually resting your mind or not. So this could literally be just as pouring something in the into a notebook just before you going to sleep, so your mind actually empties itself and allows you to listen to the messages of the unconscious. So again, this is all a rest of the mind for you, Capricorn, a rest of the mind.
Apparently, a Shireen was out here dancing with you in the Astro.
Well, I like dancing.
All right, here we go. We got two more. Shake, shake, shake. Okay. Aquarius in the 6th house. Okay. Aquarius, your season is coming up soon. You have all Capricorn energy is in your 12th house right now. So, Pluto in Capricorn is the biggest one. It's been there forever. It's been there since 2008. You've been in the 12th house. So, right now you have a 12th house stellium. This Aquarius for you will start to feel very good. This birthday season is the first time since 2008 that you have finally been out of having all these hidden enemies and having all these messages and downloads that's trying to permanently transform you by making sure you see what has been your irrational fears about public presentation and representation, especially when it comes to being more selfless, all right, on a collective scale. And realizing that, if you have a destiny to show up on the internet, for example, and it's like you're just not because of some irrational fear, Aquarius, it's like finally switching up for you. This full moon is in your 6th house, which is the opposite of the 12th. And that opposite of the 12th says, look, here's the kind of work that we're going to be doing, and here's how we're going to be doing it. And you understand what kind of routines are going to work best for you, Aquarius. You understand that, right now, you, by this moon, will already be Venus in your 1st house. So you're already getting there. You have Mars in your 5th house. So you're cutting through all of the egoic nonsense. You're cutting through the egoic thoughts that have, kind of been hyperinflated, but you just kept private to yourself. And you're realizing that some of those egoic thoughts have become and have been for a very long time your biggest enemy, the biggest enemy who has been hidden. It has been hidden in the subconscious of your own mind. But you're finally coming into your body again. You're leaving that astral space. You're leaving those realms. You're leaving the dreaminess. You're leaving the, idealistic forms of what you're going to do and how you're going to do your work, how you're going to take care of your body, how you're going to focus on self-care and nurturing. And it's like, Aqua, for now on this full moon, I really recommend rest. I really recommend nurture. I really recommend, support and rejuvenation of, mental exhaustion, but as well, emotional exhaustion. It's a little mental, emotional exhaustion you've been going through, Aqua. And, you got Taurus in the 4th house as well, right? So this is, again, Cancer. You have that Taurus sextile in Cancer. And we've seen it a little earlier. Okay, I think it's right here as I add it to the stream. This sextile going from, wait, you can't see me. Okay, this sextile going from here to here, right? Aquarius, this is really powerful for you. This has the ability to rapidly give you the final downloads before Pluto eventually goes into your sign when you yourself are transforming. You're not transforming your subconscious. You're not transforming the unseen realms, whether it's enemies or guidance. You're starting to really have to align with that guidance as well. So, take that how you take it. What you got for us, Aileen?
For my Aquas, I have the 7 of Pentacles, which is all about fruition, like seeing everything that you work towards coming into reality. So, and this is aligned with a full moon. Like, this is what full moons are. These are where you finally pick up the harvest. Like, everything that you work towards, you're seeing finally all of the rewards. So I don't know exactly aligned with what, because this tells me that it's something very material, that it's literally money coming your way. It's literally material things coming your way. Mm-hmm. So I don't know exactly where that would sit for Aquariuses, but this is just, as you said, a moment to rest and a step back, because everything that you did is just coming into fruition. Everything that you work towards is finally showing the results. So I do feel that something unlocked finally, because this seems like a big effort, and it is going to be slow. That the things that are coming right now is slow growth, but they are coming, and you're going to be finally free of this like desperation of I'm working a lot and I don't see results. So you're finally going to start to see the sprouts. You're not going to see like the complete fruit. You're going to start to see just like sproutings, little things coming forward. And yes, you have to keep watering these plants in order to actually reap like bigger rewards. But it is just like a message to keep you calm. Literally, these little sprouts that you're gonna see are just to keep you calm. Like, yes, here we are. We see you. We see that you're working. We see that you're putting the effort. We see that you're putting the courage. We see that you're putting everything that you have. So here's a little something for you about what's coming next.
Yeah, I'm excited. And you're wondering what's the physical house that's coming for them. And it's the sixth house in the moon. I mean, that's what it is for Aquarius. The sixth house is a physical house, physically bringing the dreams down on earth. And that's the beauty. That's the beauty. So
Yeah, it's
we have
literal
our
material.
last, yeah, literally. So it's great. But the material came from the metaphysical for you, Aqua. So you've been working on that for a long time. Like I said, since 2008 on the long scale in Pluto. All right, here we go. Last one of the day.
Pisces.
Fifth house. Nice. Okay. This is good. This is good for you. All right. Pisces, this is a lot of fun. Okay. Pisces, this is a lot of fun. It's a lot of, you're going to be able to, follow your dreams when it comes to acting, dance, theater, art, expression. Pisces, this is great for you. I'm actually really happy for you. You're starting to understand, like, who are the extended networks and connections that actually are supporting those dreams? Who are the friends that are not committal? Who are the friends that are not supporting what's unique about you? You recognize it. And, you're Pisces. So no one's even going to know when you go ahead and make those cuts. No one's going to know when you make those changes as a mutable sign. But what is happening without a doubt on this full moon is in Cancer, it's a cardinal energy. So you are cleansing, the intuition, the emotion, you're cleansing. 12th house matters, background behind the scene matters. All right. You are discovering really the secrets about your own creativity, the secrets about your own art, the secrets about the people and the support that you rock with. And this is major where Pisces, on this time frame, really enjoy the ending of Cap season, because Aquarius season will soon put you in a 12th house. All right, understand that once Aquarius, all right, you see right here is already in 12th house of Venus on the full moon. You're going to then have the Sun and Mercury there very shortly after, in a couple weeks, and you're going to be taking a lot of rest. So this is kind of the last moments, to in your own house, have fun at home, have fun with your lover, have fun with the person you're romancing with. Just be willing to enjoy yourself right now, because you also have a lot of private home type energy happening and a lot of isolation getting ready to come up in Pisces. This is not hard for you. Okay. So this is the simple part. Like, if anything, you love to retreat, you love to step back from the world. But the magic is Jupiter in Aries. You just left Jupiter in the first house. Again, second house can be a very slow house for you in Jupiter, but in any house, and second house is just slow in general, not Jupiter, not Aries. Those are faster. But it's kind of saying, get in touch with your body. Be willing to fight for, what you believe your body is worth. What you believe your pleasures are worth, the things they're sensitive to. Again, be willing to, fight, not in a forceful way. We said this earlier about the whole message. This is not a forceful fight, right? This is about, fighting for your own divine flow, fighting for your own divine feminine flow. And, and whatever that means, be willing to shift, be willing to change and stabilize, even in this expansion of your money, because this is what's happening, right? Like, your money is about to grow major. And as it grows, you're going to have a lot of people that's getting ready to support you. And some of it is going to kind of come on the back end. Like, it's kind of like stuff that has already kind of owed, it's already kind of due. But, Mercury is in retrograde, Mars is in retrograde. So it's when it comes, it's going to come when you actually nurture yourself and you just take it down a notch. And, when you recognize in that full illumination, what are you letting go of? Something's being let go of. And that's kind of always with you. That's always a narrative. So, full circle, what you got for us, Aileen?
So for my Pisces, I have the Sun, which is an awesome card. It is
That's
all
the fifth
about.
house. That's the fifth house. Go ahead.
Yeah, it is the fifth house. It's happiness. It's a lot of times tied with love, health, success. Like, all of the good things are coming in the horizon. And this card is actually tied sometimes to pregnancy. And it makes a lot of sense to tie that to the full moon in Cancer, because it is about pregnancy too. So again, what are all these projects that are just that you're giving birth to?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love it.
No, you were hitting home. I like the channels were like coming through like, yes, she's on it. Yes, she's on it. So it's like,
No, so yeah, I love it. I love it. So yeah,
what's the last part you said? Because that was the major hit. What was the last part you said? That was a
oh,
hit.
the
Creative
pregnancy,
project or something?
like the sun card is
Okay,
like to
okay.
pregnancy
Oh,
and the full moon
birth
in
in the
Cancer.
projects. Birth in the
Yeah,
projects.
yeah. So it's literally this birth, this birth of the projects is again, it's happiness, it's success, it's the sun. It's funny because the full moon and the sun in this particular aspect, they're kind of the same because they're shining on the opportunities, they're shining on everything that is coming up, and it's a little bit like the Seven of Pentacles from Aquarius that right now we're seeing the results. And again, the full moon and the sun are both illuminating all of these results. Like everything is just coming to a completion. Everything is just coming to a place for Pisces to shine, literally. Pisces and their projects. And again, I see this, what you said about the artistic part. So literally all of this sun energy is giving us this power to just keep moving forward in these artistic places. Like it's giving us like the spotlight. That's it.
Yeah. Ambition, willpower, all the US solar plexus type things, So Pisces, what I got for you is actually take more time to eat bananas. I just brought a yellow candle the other day, for example, and it's like this big, powerful yellow tower of a candle. It's amazing. It's so beautiful, and it symbolizes some of that solar plexus stuff. So Pisces, start during this time, during this full moon, and leading up to it. We're in a waxing gibbous right now. Leading up to it, go ahead and eat more bananas, eat some pineapple. Okay, go ahead and digest more lemons, put more lemon in your water. All right, anything yellow, wear yellow, and it's going to support everything that this message was showing about you, and it's going to also allow other people to kind of see you and shine before you actually take that isolation. Because like we said, the isolation is coming. So right now is that time for you to celebrate why your wins and your victories are here. Celebrate what you're grateful for now, because then you're going to take that step away in the spotlight in about 2 more weeks from now. All right, while other signs start taking more their push forward. So understand, a lot of other signs are going to push forward. So Pisces, this is my warning for you. As other people start having more energy when retrograde and Mars is up, when Mercury retrograde is up, a lot of people are going to have a lot of forward pushing energy. And as they do, Pisces, don't mutate to just whatever everybody else is doing. That's going to be the key. You know what I'm saying? Because Pisces, you can be very absorptive, so especially in the 12th house, you're already going to be vulnerable in the 12th house. You're already going to be vulnerable in the 4th house. These are houses where, like, just be very careful. Don't absorb the rate and the speed that others are moving, and get in touch with yourself, because that's what the 5th house does as well. It's like, well, who am I outside of my conscious conditioning of the families and the generations? Who am I for myself? And that can be very hard for Pisces sometimes to decide and stick with, because they can make the decision and then they can change their mind. This is kind of saying in the moment, be stern with who you are now before you go into these houses where you can start collecting other people's dreams, and you're just picking up dreams of your family. You're picking up dreams of your friend, picking up dreams of a random stranger in Australia and that you don't even know. And, just make those energetic barriers, put those energetic protection spells and those barriers up. And at the same time, enjoy yourself with that sun card. Okay. Do celebrate, do enjoy it. Wow, this is the message. Yes. This is the message right now. What's up to our newest member that came in from to the memberships? So I ain't even gonna say your real name. I'm gonna shoot it here. Uranus. How would you pronounce that?
It is the same one.
how would you pronounce that? Uranus.
Uranus.
I'm taking a guess. I'm taking a stab.
It sounds right. Like,
all right. So I know your real name, but I'm gonna leave it off because again, internet protection, privacy. I gotta protect the tribe. But whatever it is, shout out to you. And the membership I'm talking about is here on the back end. It is not YouTube. I do know there is a YouTube membership. This is mostly about support. Okay. The membership where we actually come to learn. We had it just yesterday. Really love the feedback that I got from the entire group. All right. Every first and third Sunday of the month, we go ahead, we meet up. If you want to learn astrology, be able to digest and dissect it, how we just did today. As you kind of see, we gave the forecast for all of these, if you want to be able to really understand how did all of this happen, how can you really take your zodiac signs and make the best out of each and every transit, come check the membership out, because the community alone is more than worth your time and your energy. So, the exchange in there has been absolutely beautiful. I really appreciate everybody. And like I said, Uranus was our newest and our freshest member. Shireen, you just had like 2 months worth, and you just been completely blowing that ball. Like you're blowing that one. I think there's only like 1 to 2 sessions left, so take advantage while it's dear. That said, I do see my guy here. Thank y'all for just being super. Oh wow, that's an awesome comment. Wow, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I like his energy.
Oh man, I told him he brought such a beautiful energy. He came in, he was like, look, I'm here, I'm ready to be a student, and within that energy, he was a teacher to a lot of people. He was teaching a lot of people in that student energy, and that is the type of stuff that we really want. So bullseye right there. Nah, you good. I mean, there's no reason to say sorry. You missed it for yourself. You know what I mean?
Say it to yourself.
Nah, I know, right? Like, nah, because I really wanted to, really wanted to meet up, but I catch it up at the right time. All right, so here we go.
Yeah, no, but the just adding up the decisions are super, super cool. As I mentioned before, is because it's not only like astrology, like the main things that any teacher is just gonna give you, is because it takes your personality into account. Like, hey, what does it mean that I have the 18th degree in my Capricorn sun? It explains all of that and into depth.
Right.
Yeah, so it is applied to something. Exactly, and it's practical.
That's one of the nice things that I loved about this. It's all about like the ability to actually be interacting in these moments, because not everybody's going to I had to learn for myself. It's not always about going to be the one-on-one readings, right? Like those are powerful. You can't get more direct, right? But when you're in a social peer group, and now it's like that much more economic, it's like you don't need to go ahead and break your bank to take one-on-one time. You can learn with your social peers and be able to apply and hear stories that when you're in this one-on-one environment, you're never going to hear, Jane's story compared to John, and actually be able to apply and be like, oh man, that's what happened with my girlfriend back in 2006. God damn. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, this is one of the things that I find really, really beneficial about it. This is the Cancer formal message. Go back. We're going to put the timestamps. We made the forecast for all 12 zodiacs, and we made it very detailed. As you see here, we gave you not just the transit for the moon, but we gave you the transit for the moon, the sun, Jupiter, how it's affecting the Uranus and Pluto and some of these big dogs out in the sky. So definitely go back and check that. Like I said, on early notice, we are running a retreat. It is going to happen in 2023. For now, retrogrades have shown us the dates that we told you prior. I'm not even going to say it. Just go ahead and erase it from your memory. Just know that if you're looking to come and actually do the higher learning, the real inner work with a shaman and a bruja from Mexican Mayan roots, Aztec Mayan roots, and you got me coming in with the shaman work from God knows what lifetime and cycle. I have no idea.
We need to do that past life, that Akashic record reading, and you'll be accurate with that one.
Yeah, it's like I don't know which one of these motherfuckers, because I got a whole bunch of voices talking in my head at all times. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I can't even stunt. I have no idea who is who. All I know is the final message is what I act on. Okay, when I get the message, it's clear. It's like, okay, this is what we're doing. This is where we're going. So, I'm gonna get one as well. I see. My dude Uranus is talking about getting a Akashic record reading or past life reading. So, and do understand that there's a difference. So Aileen, if you could take one last moment to explain your service and help him understand, everybody listening, what's the difference between, because I've done a past life healing and I've also done a Akashic record, and there is a major difference. So maybe you can just share that last moment.
Sure. In the Akashic record reading, it is literally going to another dimension, to the library of your soul. So understand that this is past, present, and also the possible futures of your soul. And it is understanding we could go to a past life in an Akashic record, but most of the times it's just like super superficial. Just the actual practical thing that you need to know right now, and we don't go deeper. And on the other hand, in a past life, we go to an actual past life that we're ready to either heal or recover skills or wisdom from. Because a lot of people have this idea that you go to past life only to heal karma, and while yes, this is something that we do, it is also to recover some of the things they already had. I think I've spoken a lot about my own experiences. That to me, for example, I had to go to a past life where I was like a librarian, astrologer, astronomer in Egypt. When I got called, I saw like these symbols in astrology, and I was like, I know them. I know them from somewhere. And when I did my own past life healing, I could recover all of those skills, and like this, everything became so much easier. Like sometimes the downloads just they make so much more sense. So if you have like these deja vus, or if you feel super connected or super repelled to another culture, to animals, to maybe some experiences, there's people that just cannot go into water, and it's because they drowned in a past life. So if you want to heal that, if you want to recover some skills, maybe in a past life you were a warrior and you need this courage in order to do some career movements in this life, then that's the calling to do a past life healing. But anyways, like you cannot go wrong. I do have this document in my website that explains a little bit the differences between past life and Akashic records. So, and you can ask me too. Like you don't have to actually buy one of these if you're not sure. That you can talk to me first, because for me the most important thing is that you feel confident and safe. You know.
For sure.
Yeah.
So for anybody listening, the link is there. Go ahead and check out that free document that she was talking about. All right. She also did come out with a witchy planner for 2023. There's moon cycles involved in there. I got my planner already coming up, so check that out. But like, really hear that last part she said. I mean, especially for Uranus, because I know you're in the group chat. Like, if you're not in a group chat with us, in the membership, then email, obviously, just send an email and ask a question. You don't have to book a reading. You don't have to book something that you don't understand. And it's not easy to understand. So don't even feel subconscious about, well, what the hell is it? Like, everybody has heard it, but like, we all fear what we don't really understand. And so email, and if not that, just send me a message and I can go ahead and connect you to her. I can connect you with her WhatsApp. So, because I know for me personally, like, I want to know. I do want to know. Like, for me myself, I want to know. I want to talk to the person. I want to get to know the person to some capacity before we go do some deep ass work. You know what I'm saying? So this is your Cancer formal message. This is the 12 zodiac signs. We just gave it to you. We just dropped it like it's hot. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we just gave you 2 hours and 30 minutes of pure, unadulterated energy, love, passion, and so much more. So definitely hit the thumbs up. Go ahead and energetically give back to the video, and let's go ahead and take a moment to finish this with the hip hop. Do we have hip hop on here? Do we have? All right, we're gonna go lofty. We're gonna go lofty. All right, we're just gonna go ahead and get that last minute. Was how we're gonna end the message today. Turn that junk up on full blast. Bang. Turn it up on full blast. Yeah, you gotta kind of I gotta kind of slow this down. You know what I'm saying? Just move the energy in the body. Get all those emotions out. No projections on me. Go ahead and dance that energy. No projections on me. I ain't here to save you. Nope.
Deprogram.
I'm just deprogramming. I ain't here to. You're just here to deprogram. Yeah. I'm not even real. I don't even exist. I'm just a ghost of a fictional animation. As you go ahead. The Saturn In Aquarius for me, and it's really ready for the trip. I feel you, bro. I was on flights today. I hear you. Seriously, what's led to this? Because it's been reoccurring. So that part, I don't know if you heard her say that, but the reoccurring, when things are reoccurring, I know for me, for example, like, I remember having reoccurring dreams, and I was working even with Shaman at that time with the dream work. I remember having reoccurring dreams. And while I was having those reoccurring dreams, this is exactly when it was time for me to go ahead and get an Akashic record reading and past life healing. It almost happened like the same time I was working with Shaman and my dream coach, like I got my own with Aileen, and it was like, it blew my mind. I couldn't believe it, but it's a lot of what you just said. I just felt mad inspired to say that part right there. It's like, it's really what you just said at the end. It's like, the reoccurrence, when something can happen over and over and over, it's like, man, I tried this, I tried that, I tried this, I tried that. it's like, I tried this, I tried that, I tried this, I tried that, I tried this, I tried that, I tried this, I tried that. That's one of those times that you know. So, that said, let's tap in, let's tap out. I want to say thank y'all for being here. I appreciate you. Okay. Timestamps will go up. So give it some time. If you're watching some replay, thank you for coming and sticking here. Go ahead in the comments and drop a Cancer emoji by the time we end this live. I'll see y'all. We out of here. Deuce.
Thank you.